Alright, what is going on, everybody? Welcome. We are here to talk about Doom Annihilation, the greatest film I've ever seen, honestly.
A plus, man.
Yeah, A plus. I'm here with my good friend Grayson, aka Gray Sunrise, aka Doom Fans for Instagram. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
And I'm here,
Friend.
my good friend Matty. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks
Alright.
for having us.
Yeah, so we're just gonna get right into this. So Doom Annihilation came out on October 1st, and it's an interesting movie. New Doom movie, because that's what everyone wanted, right? And I got a whole list of notes here we're going to go through to talk about this movie in chronological order, more or less. And yeah, it should be a good time. So I'll let you guys take it away first, though. Without spoiling the movie, let's give our overall thoughts. What did you all think of this movie?
I like Grayson.
What?
He's the Doom fans.
Yeah, you're the Doom fans.
Okay. It's obvious that the director was a fan, and it's obvious that they cut stuff out of the movie. And I think that he wanted to make it a lot more like Doom than it was, because they didn't have a budget. Like, I feel like if Doom Annihilation had the budget of Doom, like the first movie from the early 2000s, that it would have been a lot better. I feel like it would have been a lot more accurate, but I feel like they wasted all their money on that one CG part.
No, yeah, I agree.
I think that they wasted all of it on that, and I enjoyed it. I saw it more as a movie than as a complete meme fest like the first movie was. But it still was not that good. But it was obvious that the actors were trying, especially Bertruger. I thought he was great.
Oh yeah, he was pretty fantastic, actually.
Okay, what did you think, Matt?
I'm a lot less forgiving than either one of you. I hated this movie from the minute it started.
It was dog shit.
There wasn't.
It was ass.
It took a lot of effort for me to find some things that I liked. I think part of me, because I did follow a little bit of what was going on with the whole fuck Doom guy fiasco and the director and all that garbage. And I have to look it up, but there is an article somewhere where he did say, calm down. It was just a joke. We do have the Doom guy in the film. And so the whole time I'm like, all right, when are we going to get started? When are we going to see the Doomslayer pop out of a portal? It never happened. So the whole thing that tied me to watch this film was that glimmer of hope that he might be in it, and I was sorely disappointed.
I'll have to go and look back. I don't remember him saying, like, specifically, like, oh yeah, the Doomslayer's in the movie. Like, I know he alluded to it, like he was kind of hinting at it, but I don't think he straight up was like, yeah, he's in the movie. But I get what you're saying.
I did a lot of looking into some of his damage control. It may not have been him, but there was a lot of talk about, the director said in probably like an interview that they were going to try to have a whole bunch of demons. They're being very faithful to the original Dooms, not necessarily the new one. And that the Doomslayer comment was just a joke, but they do have him in the film. And so I'm like, okay, it sounds like it has the ingredients to be somewhat decent. At least it's got hell, which the first one didn't have. So okay, maybe. And Grayson was there. Like I was in the comment section being like, I have hope. I know it's not going to be good, but let's wait and see. And yeah, he didn't deliver. Tony Giglio or whatever the hell his name is.
Giglio, damn. Juggalo. No,
Yeah.
I kind of am on Grayson's side with this, where I feel like, I mean, was it good? No, but I was pleasantly surprised. Like at the end of the movie, I was like, I don't hate myself right now. I don't want to die after watching that movie.
Pretty much.
Like I actually was engaged, and I watched it a second time today, and same thing. I was kind of like, man, it's not like for a freaking McDonald's Happy Meal budget movie based on Doom, which has like no story anyway. I was just like, it's as good as it's gonna get, frankly, at this point. Like I feel like they actually tried. There were hits and there were misses, but they tried with what Universal allowed them to do, and that's the best. The best it could have been, I think.
So yeah, I just Googled it, and it was ScreenRant.com. Doom director Tony Giglio has denied reports Doom guy won't make an appearance in the new movie.
I would not be surprised if that was something that was cut, because
there's a lot of shit cut.
Because the guy that plays Bertruger, I don't know his name.
Yeah.
But on Instagram, there was a picture of him covered in like demon symbols carved all over his face. He had like blood and shit on him, and he says like he's like those damn demons or something like that. And if you go like on all their Instagrams, all the actors, they're posting stuff that is not in the movie. Like there's like costumes, there's like whole like sets.
The whole time I was watching it, I was actually waiting for that moment for him to be covered in all the runes and blood, and it never happened. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, because he did post that image. Like his whole mouth was full of blood and everything like that.
So it sounds like there's quite a lot behind the scenes that didn't make it to the final product. Now I can't judge the movie on what was cut or what was omitted, only what was delivered, and I hated that pile of garbage. So, all right, Brandon, let's start it off.
Okay, yeah. So for anyone watching this who hasn't seen the movie, spoilers. Spoilers from now on. But yeah, so let's start talking about it. I got a whole list of topics here. They're more or less in chronological order through the movie, but whatever. Anyway, so first thing, let's talk about the music. What do you guys think of the music?
Brandon or Grayson?
I like the main theme. I like the screeching. I thought that sounded nice. The screeching noise in it. I thought it sounded pretty cool. I don't know what the fuck. I can't do it. But I thought it actually added a lot to the atmosphere. Especially when they're walking through the piss yellow lighting of some of those doorways.
Yeah.
And they're going through those, and there's I don't know. I'm like, what the fuck? But it sounded cool, but
it's better. I liked it. It's better than the 2005 movie where it's the same like drums, drum loop, where it's like like the same.
One thing I do like about this one compared to fucking Doom 2000, whatever the fuck that came out, was you could actually see.
Yeah, it's like I can actually see what the fuck is in front of me.
You don't just see you don't see their flashlights, and then you hear their boots. That's it. Like you actually can see them the whole time. I must admit, the guns do look like toys, but
they're awful.
Yeah.
But the music for me wasn't anything I had any complaints about. Like it wasn't something I was particularly focused on. So I guess that's the point. When you don't have anything bad to say, it's good. I didn't mind
it's not memorable. I'm not gonna like, oh, that was a great soundtrack, but it wasn't bad. Like it served its purpose in the movie, and it didn't
worked. Make the movie any worse.
No, it's actually one of the good things about it.
Yep.
But yeah, so music pretty good. Now let's get to the thing I want to talk about the most. I know Grace wants to talk about it. Holy fuck! This movie has so many damn UAC logos. It is nuts. They're everywhere, and it's the same logo, the same Doom 3 one.
It's like the same. It's like it literally just looks like they printed out stencils, but the problem is it's the same of everything.
Yeah.
So okay, God, there's one frame where it's when
it's on the side of the ship.
It's on the ship 3 separate times. And when what's her face? Joanna Dark, where the fuck her name is. She wakes up and I want to talk about something. This movie has so many similarities to Aliens.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Yeah.
And first off, when you're in cryo sleep, why do you always have to wear underwear but then like a normal shirt?
Yeah, I know.
First off,
and why is it vertical?
You wake up, there's always that one person that's puking, and then third, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. They're all just chilling around the table, all talking, and then there's always somebody that's upset at somebody else, but this time, must admit, it was a lot more cringy when she walks in. Sorry. But yeah, UAC symbols. Oh my god.
No, there is
so many.
I'll have a picture on the screen for those watching the video of this podcast here. But in the very beginning of the movie, when Dr. Betruger first walks through the door,
yep, mm-hmm.
I freeze framed it. I counted like 9 logos. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
There's like 5 on the wall to his left. There's like 1 on his like shirt. There's like 1 on the railing. It's like 1 on the door. It's nuts. It's the same logo.
Yeah, what it looks like that they were too scared they were going to lose 1 wall panel. And they just put, how are we going to know? It's a generic science building wall.
We talked about
UAC logo.
The film's budget. Like, I think that's probably where it all went. Was just
the logos.
The logos.
Stencils. UAC stencils.
No, I know why they did have so many logos. They want you to remember what movie you're watching. It's like, hey, don't forget, right. It's a Doom movie, UAC, don't forget.
This isn't just any sci-fi lab. This is the
UAC lab. This is so funny, though, because it's like, it's the same logo. Like, if you could play, like, Doom 3, like, you'll see that logo, sure, but it's not to that extreme, and sometimes you'll see the other logo, just like that one where it's like two circles and like a arrow in the middle. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And you also get like Mixom and the
Yeah,
other
like
company.
Mixom, which I did see Mixom in the movie. I don't know if you
I
guys
saw
saw
that
it.
too.
Me too.
I did see it, but god damn, like, and it's not just like that scene in the beginning. Like the whole movie, like it's on everything. Like the tables, their bowls, their mugs. Like what the fuck?
They're, I don't know. Probably on their fucking underwear too. Like a
Oh
socks,
god.
toilet
But
paper, probably.
yeah, they're everywhere. Like for those watching, I'm gonna have like a slideshow of like every like appearance. In fact, I might even make a separate video with like yakety sax in the background or some shit.
Make it a
Just
drinking game.
probably like 10 minutes long.
Dude, you would
Probably.
die of alcohol poisoning 15 minutes in.
Yeah, take a shower team and see UAC logo would be dead in the first
Yeah,
2
pretty
minutes.
much.
Give yourself a handicap. You're like, okay, we'll start the game after the 5-minute point or 10-minute point
Yeah.
when it starts to calm down a little bit. Otherwise, we'll die instantly. Yeah.
Yeah, when you start the drinking game for the UAC symbols. Bravo
Fuck
6,
her.
going
Fuck
dog.
Going dark.
Going dog.
All right, the next thing I want to talk about is like it's just funny. Like when Betruger walks in there, there's a scientist, and he's like, "Here, Betruger," and he's like, thanks." And he just has like a smartphone in his hand. It just looks like he's looking through his tweets or some shit.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh yeah," like he's scrolling through his dank memes or something.
Yeah.
So it's like very
"Aw,
clearly
thanks."
just like an iPhone. Which that's throughout this whole movie. There's a lot of technology where you're just like, dude, that's a like iPad. That's an iPhone. What are you doing?
Yeah, that was weird. That was really weird.
That health kit on the wall, straight out of Doom 3.
Oh
Yeah, that was cool.
yeah, we'll get to that later.
It looked cool.
Okay. Also, did you guys notice this? This is what made me laugh. Is the fact that like the first time I watched this movie, I could not believe how many things they pulled from the 2005 movie. The first of which is that the UAC base is once again in Nevada for some reason in the desert, like again, and you don't even
Yeah,
see
I
the
don't-
exterior. Like there's an exterior shot of like Nevada, but there's no base. You don't even ever see the base from the
It's
outside.
underground.
I-
And
I
it's like
guess?
virtually identical to the Phobos one because, budget. Because you can't make them
Yeah.
look different.
First, why would why in this world or whatever? For some reason, we put a nuclear reactor on a nuclear fusion reactor, whatever, in a base. Okay. Also, the moon is very unstable.
Yeah,
Then why
what
the
the-
fuck
yeah.
would you put a nuke?
Because they're like, oh, you have a nuclear reactor, and like Bennett Stone is like, oh, I'd worry more about the moon. Why the fuck is there a fusion reactor then if the moon is so goddamn unstable?
Even
And for-
better though, like it's clearly there's a disaster happening, right? And why is the power plant failing all of a sudden? Right? Isn't this all automated?
No,
Shouldn't it just shut down
remember the demonic AI.
Oh, okay. Well,
No,
what the
oh
fuck?
god.
See,
Okay,
what-
wait a minute.
hold on.
I want to say something because I didn't notice this the first time. I only noticed it the second time. Did you guys realize the AI's name is Daisy?
I
Yeah,
had noticed that
Oh
the
my
first-
god. I facepalmed so hard when I noticed that. It's like, are you
Like,
kidding?
straight through my fucking head.
And the pilot has a little keychain with a rabbit's foot on it.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
It's like, straight from Quake Champions. Oh my god, this movie just won't
Also,
stop.
wait, can we also, you know what really bothered me? They keep pronouncing Phobos. That bother anyone else?
Oh my god.
Arriving at
Phobos.
Phobos. I'm like, stop
Oh my-
fucking saying that.
Nevada, Dr. Barnes has made it to Phobos.
Are we almost there yet?
Yes. We'll arrive at Phobos in approximately 3 hours.
Have you been to Phobos before?
Well, in the scientific community, being assigned to Phobos is...
Funny, Phobos is
Well, Phobos is one of the most unstable environments in the solar system.
Not Phobos. Is there an I in there? No, it's
No,
a fucking
It's
O.
Phobos. Or
Pho-
Phobos. I heard
Phobos.
Phobos, which that's fine,
Yeah,
I guess.
Phobos.
Phobos, though? No.
Phobos.
Yeah,
Like,
get out of here
come
with
on.
that. Arriving at Phobos. Shut up.
Shut the back up.
The thing too that it was because this is all right at the beginning. Like the title screen hasn't even started. yet.
No.
Yeah.
We're not even maybe 10 minutes into this
God.
film, and I'm already ripping this movie to pieces. One is they show like, okay, they've got this portal in this really hokey
Yeah.
set.
Well,
with,
it's
like,
not. No, it's not a
snake
portal. It's like a big liquid shit, just like floating.
between
Yeah.
two kind of glowing stones. And
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's our really low budget portal. Okay, fine, whatever. It's connected to Nevada. And I'm going, why on earth would the demons even bother with Phobos? They have a direct link to Earth. Like,
Yeah.
why don't they
Yeah,
just turn
because
that
they
one on?
explain later.
Of
They're
course.
like, "Oh, we built the base around it," and like blah blah. I'm like, huh?
First off, how'd you find it
Yeah.
on Phobos? And okay, and another thing is that this is when they shit. Ah, man.
There's a lot of
not yet.
problems.
Well, okay, no. When we start talking about the demons, once we
Okay,
start talking
we'll get
about
there.
them, there's something I want to bring up. Just
Well,
later.
Okay, well, on the topic of the portal, what made me laugh is the fact that they copied 2005 again, where the portal that took them to like between places was also a liquid in 2005. At least in this movie, it looked better. It didn't look like the T-1000's melted cock, as my friend Steve said.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
Yeah,
don't know.
and actually that reminded me of remember in Doom 3 when you're teleporting and you hear like the screams
oh,
and
there's
shit.
like the
That's what that
like,
reminded
you're
me
in like
of.
a butthole, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it
I don't
reminded
know.
me
I
of.
felt like the liquid metal portal was a little bit more interesting because it like you'd see it shoot you from Earth to Mars, like, and then they had like that whole
His ass went to another.
yeah. He
There was
lost
a
his-
time when arc travel was susceptible to, let's say, major turbulence.
where this one it's like, all right, let's quote unquote turn it on, and then like the symbols just start glowing, and like you said, this big liquid stream of diarrhea just connects the top to the bottom, and you're just like, that's it? How do you even get in? What is that? And then they send the
It's
portal.
magical demon liquid. You can just walk through it and you won't get wet. I don't
Demon
know.
doo-doo.
It just
Demon
absorbed him.
poopy.
All right,
Popped out
well,
the other side.
well, let's move on here. So, all right, so Betruger's like, oh, we gotta get the portal open. So, so first of all, first thing, this is a positive. The key cards, okay, they got colored key cards. That's cool.
Yeah,
they
that
got
was nice.
they actually look really nice. I want those as props. They look really cool. They got like the yellow one, the blue one, the red one. Okay, bravo. So the portal opens up. Dr. Barnes goes in. Whatever that's his name. Yeah, he goes in there, comes out. What I didn't get. The guy goes to the portal, he comes back, and everyone in the lab is like, woo, we did it! Even though the
and
guy
then
is standing
one chick-
right there, and he's very clearly, like, fucked up, but no one notices until, like, a minute later.
Yeah.
And
Okay, one
it
thing.
also looks like he was in hell for quite a substantial period of time, because like, what did they do to him? They tortured him. They made his nails grow.
Yeah.
Like ooze is coming out of his face, and he's just standing there, and they're all, like you said, just excited. Oh, the experiment worked. And it's not like a brief moment of celebration. They celebrate for quite a while.
Yeah, they're like,
Before
we did
someone
it! And, like,
clicks in.
hugging him and stuff. Like, Bertrude gets, like, a hug from that one girl who's acting as terrible.
Oh, she was awful.
And she's just looking. and then just,
Oh, God.
Oh,
It's
God.
just
But
dumb.
the one thing I thought was funny was in the Nevada base. By the way, so maybe the Nevada base is only that room. We don't know.
That's all you
And
see.
it's
Yeah, that's
because
all we
like
see.
the guy on the other end. Remember how he sounds like super concerned at the beginning
You're
about
talking
it?
about Dr. Khan, one of the worst actors in the the movie?
Yeah, awful guy.
I don't
Remember
know,
he-
Bertrude.
remember, like-
I don't know if we can do this.
Yeah, and then okay, I'm spoiler for later on. And then later on, he's like, oh, he just got a little upset in because his fingernails grew. I'm like, dude, you were so concerned about this guy going through this portal, and now you're just bitching about his fingernails being long and saying he's perfectly fine.
That's
Sorry.
a serious concern, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I was like, I don't understand. Like, you're so scared, and then later, this guy is insane and possessed, pretty much, and he's just in a straitjacket in a room. And
I
then
love
you're
how they
just like,
just
ugh.
subdued him too. They just like grab him, they shake him up a little bit. It's like, get him out of here. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Don't they want to ask him what the hell happened to you? Like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
clearly this guy is insane. We gotta lock him up.
Okay, I gotta say though, I love Dr. Bertrigger in this movie. He's like probably the best character. Like he was the one, like when he's on screen, I was like fully in it. I was engaged because he's so like obviously evil, but he's just great at it.
Well, what's interesting with Betruger's character is I don't think he's initially evil. I think he's just obsessed with his work. It was
Yeah.
Well, he just has
we'll
that like
talk about what
villain
happens.
like way of
definitely
acting. Like when Barnes goes in the portal, he's like, "Now, Dr. Barnes." He's just like very like British
Oh, well.
villain, you know, like
Yeah.
he's got
He's-
the whole villain
he's
stereotype.
a Bond villain.
At the beginning, I'm like, I'm not getting villain vibes. Like in Doom 3, Betruger was clearly tied to hell.
Oh,
Like, he
yeah.
was like, oh, you wait and see, great things will come, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Just give me the more money. Who cares about the board? Here,
will happen here soon.
yeah, and in this film, it just looked like he really wanted this technology to work, and then halfway through the film, then he starts turning evil. But we'll get to that.
Well, it's, Grayson, you were talking about the Skype call between Betruger and Khan. Did that not make you think of Doom 3? Because it totally did to me. Because it's almost the same thing when the Doom Marine is like eavesdropping in Doom 3. because he's like, "Oh, but Trigger, the board won't have this," and he's like, "Oh, you let me worry about the board." Like it's almost like just a rewritten version of that scene from Doom 3.
I'm here because there seems to be some very serious problems.
Oh, really? Do I need to remind you of the groundbreaking work that we're doing here?
No, but I've been authorized by the board to look at everything.
The board authorized you? The board doesn't know the first thing about science.
Of course, Doctor, but UAC board won't approve proceeding until this incident has been investigated thoroughly.
You let me worry about the board. Excuse me?
Yeah, I thought, I don't know. I don't know. Like, but Trigger was really cool. I liked him. I liked, the other scientist that was a former Space Marine.
The love interest guy? He was fucking pathetic, man. He just had answers for everything.
Yeah. It was funny.
I remember them talking about nuclear power plant and blah, blah, blah.
You know who that guy was?
I remember all that.
Fuck that guy.
That guy was like Magic School Bus character. He was like, according to my research.
Yeah, that's exactly who he was. I want to kick him out of the bus into outer space. Fuck that guy.
Okay, everybody, we are about 5 minutes into this movie.
Yeah,
just saying.
Yeah, we've been recording for 20 minutes, and we're not even past the, the
yeah,
title.
This is going to be. This is a long haul, guys.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one. Oh boy.
Jesus.
All right. Well, let's move on a little bit. Okay, so, well, first off, I want to say this applies to the whole movie. The sets look cheap, but at least I can fucking see them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the teleporter set looked awful. Like the fake painted rocks looked terrible.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
The tunnels, like the metal tunnels, I'm like, that's decent, decent enough. At least we see that, or we saw that in the like Instagram and Twitter stuff. I'm like, oh, actually, this looks like a Doom set, but that teleporter room looks fucking styrofoam as hell.
Yeah, I just like that it's colorful like old Doom, and I can actually see it, because in the last Doom movie, half the time you're in shadow, and like the only color on screen is blue, like blue and darkness. That's all you get in that movie.
Okay, here's another thing that I think was cut from the movie. I don't remember her name, but it was the chick with the blue hair.
It's Nina Bergman.
Yeah. And when the Doom movie was first announced, she posted a picture of them in this this creepy cave.
Oh,
but it was an actual cave.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And then she said, "Going to hell" or something like that.
Mm-hmm. That might have been the cave that Joan crawls out of. I don't know, but then why would she be there? Yeah, I don't know. That could have been cut out.
Yeah, I'm just so curious on what they cut out, because I wonder if it was a lack of budget or the studio just didn't want them, because it was the same studio that made the other Doom movie.
Yeah,
it was Universal, right?
The producer was the same.
Yeah, so
it was a different studio. Like the first one was Universal Studios. This is what Universal 120.
Yeah, it's like 1440, which is like their like low budget DVD division, basically.
Yeah, but at the same time, I bet they were trying to make this movie a lot like the other one. Mm-hmm. I think that's why I honestly think that's why maybe Doom Guy got cut, and why a lot of the stuff that we were seeing being, kind of advertised was kind of shown off from like the makers, and like how Tony's like, "Hey, I'm a big fan. Trust me, he literally like, hey guys, I am a massive fan of Doom." Dude, so I think that stuff got cut out.
That kind of crap. To me,
true.
It felt like
that's true.
He played a couple of levels of Doom with a little notepad by his desk, and he wrote, "Okay, key card. All right, nuclear power plant. Okay, Phobos, UAC." And then he's like, "As long as my movie has this stuff, then it's got the quote unquote same DNA as the Doom game." And that's why I felt like all these Easter eggs just felt like really forced, right?
Oh, yeah, I agree. A lot of them did, for sure. I mean, there's a guy named Blazkowicz, which is not even Doom.
No, not yet. Not yet. I'll get to that. Not fucking yet.
Anyways.
Okay, well, let's move on from the sets.
The sets look pretty good, except for that the portal room, in my opinion. Everything else was pretty decent. There were a couple other areas, like those weird the nuclear power plant area where there's like sand and like these big metal concrete
I'll get to that
pillars.
too.
Like, what? This is a power
Actually, you
plant?
know what? No, I won't get to that. So I'll talk about it right now because it's just a brief thing. Yeah, I noticed that like almost every set, the floor was dirt. And I'm like, why? Why is the floor like sand or dirt? What's going on?
There's like a greenhouse area where they're growing plants, dirt. There's a nuclear power plant, dirt. And
it's like they had no budget for floors.
Like, what the hell? Why is there sand everywhere?
I don't know. Anyway.
It was very...
Okay, so now we're at past the title screen now. So Joan, our main character, miscast, but anyway, she wakes up from her hypersleep. Although I'm sorry, it's not hypersleep, it's crypto sleep. Why does every fucking sci-fi movie have to have its own name for like stasis sleep?
It's a fridge.
It's stasis.
It's like stasis, cryo sleep, and then now we got freaking crypto sleep. Like crypto sleep, what is it like? Cryptocurrency? Like I don't know.
Yeah, cryptocurrency. Do you have to fucking pay microtransactions to stay in there?
Open a loot
sleep in there
box to
longer?
stay in there. Yeah, I don't know.
Your UAC dollars.
Anyway, Joan wakes up from her hypersleep,
bucks.
which before that, by the way, she's having a flashback of like her mom dying, which is never brought up again until the end of the movie, so that's dumb. But anyway, she wakes up, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, but when she wakes up, you can see behind her inside the pod, the like padding inside the pod is like that black grid stuff that I've seen in like restaurants before, like on the floor. Like I don't even know what I'm talking about. I have a picture on the screen. But it's like,
I was a little unimpressed by the whole thing. Like it's like at a 45-degree angle. They couldn't figure out whether to have her cryo chamber standing upright or laying down. They're like, oh, we'll just put it halfway.
Yeah, why not,
so
right?
She wakes up out of this coffin, and there's like zero side effects. Yeah, we got that weird-ass flashback of her mom supposedly dying.
Yeah, I love how everyone's throwing up, but when she gets out, yeah, her acting was really bad when she got out of there, because she's just sitting there, and she's just like, oh, my neck kind of hurts a little. She's just like barely like doing anything.
Yeah, no, she was just sitting there staring right past the camera.
That's her whole. That's her throughout the whole like first part of the movie. Is her just staring, like death stare.
Slightly improved towards the end, but at the beginning it was pretty dead.
No, for the first half of the movie, she's just terrible. I don't like her.
She's a robot.
Yeah, robot. Yeah, but
We're
anyways,
introduced to Daisy.
Yeah, Daisy's like, hello, I am Daisy, I am your AI. Shut up. Anyway, so they're like, oh yeah, go have breakfast, right? Then out of nowhere, it's kind of randomly, there's like rock music, which is like one of the 1 out of 3 times you actually hear any sort of like rock or metal of any kind in the whole time, like the whole movie. Anyway, then after that, we're introduced to our captain, which Captain Morgan, I think it was. Yeah, Captain Morgan. Worst character in the movie, in my opinion. One of the worst, at least.
Oh, got prosthetic leg.
Yeah, because he's terrible. His acting is terrible. His character is terrible. I don't like him.
Yeah.
When I saw
might not have gone through your personal things. Like, why would you say that?
Hi, I'm your captain, and I'm alcoholic.
Yeah, he was the stereotypical truck driver.
Such a cliche. It reminded me of Idris Elba in Prometheus, if you've seen that movie. That's what it reminded me of.
But not
except a lot
worse. A lot worse. Yeah.
Yeah, except a lot worse.
Yeah, he was phoning it in hard.
He's the only ship crew on board, right? There's the Marines,
the
scientists, and then him. That's it.
There's no like engineering crew or like anyone else, like co-pilot.
There's literally just one computer panel. No, wasn't there? No, wasn't there one behind him too?
Yeah, I was gonna mention that too. The ship is barren. There's like nothing. It's like all empty.
Yeah, it's a big room where he's got a chair in the middle for him. And then behind him is like the drop ship portion where like they have the chairs for the Marines.
Yeah, those DX racer chairs that they sit into.
Yeah, and then there's maybe 1 or 2 panels in this gigantic view screen with this one little seat in the middle. I'm like, that's a lot of empty room.
That's the whole movie, though. I've noticed there's a lot of sets where I'm just like, why is it so like big but yet empty? I don't get it. Like, what's all this room here?
Yeah, we're introduced to him. He's got a metal leg. We're not given an explanation.
Yeah, no reason.
Why he's got a metal leg. We find out he's an alcoholic, and he may or may not be a pervert. We don't know. He likes rock music.
That scene leads us into the next one, where it's the cliche, let's all have breakfast and get to know the cast scene.
Yeah.
Except that it's terrible, and the dialogue is terrible. And there's like that one chick who is like, oh, the captain's a perv. He stole my undies. They're my lucky undies.
Yeah, like, why would you tell people that?
I don't care. Why would you... talking about
the best part is like I thought these were like the UAC's best of the best Marines, right? And they're like having cereal and chuckling it up and talking about underwear. I'm like, is this a high school team or June?
Yeah. I've had more freaking serious conversations in 3rd grade than these guys are having.
Like, we have to compare it to like the 2005 Marines. Those guys were like joking, but they were serious business, right? Like,
yeah, when shit hit the fan, they at least were like a unit. Like, they felt like soldiers to a degree. These guys don't.
You had Goat with his weird religious backstory.
Handle ID Reaper. handle ID.
You had what's his name there with the like, oh, I'm gonna have to strip search you girls.
We're under level 5 quarantine. I'm gonna have to.
Like, at least those guys were a more comprehensive unit. These just felt like they were right out of high school and had no idea what they were doing.
I feel like if that cast was in this movie, it would be so much
just
better.
Throw Carl Urban in there. Just put him in the Dread costume. Just paint it green and just call it a day. He's a Doom guy.
There you go. Settled. That would have bumped up the film by so much points.
Yeah. I mean, Dread basically is a Doom movie if you replace all the people with demons. But anyway.
And we get a little bit of a backstory of these characters, apart from the weird pervy.
Well, backstory is pushing it, but anyway.
We find out that Joan Dark was at least true to the Doom 1 story. She disobeyed her commanding officer by setting a terrorist free.
Which is not expanded upon much at all until the end, but Trooper is given like so much exposition, it's ridiculous.
We'll get to that too.
But yeah, I'll get to that. I have that in here. But
we meet her quote-unquote ex-boyfriend, which... who cares?
Well, first of all, can we talk about Winslow playing on his freaking like mobile VR headset?
Oh yeah,
on
like
a phone.
Gear.
I'm like, you guys, it's like a Gear VR with the UAC logo sticked on there. Like, I swear on some of these UAC logos, I could see the outline, like the border of the sticker. I swear to God, like, it's just terrible. I'm like, what's this guy like? Why are you using a phone? Whatever. Okay, well, so yeah, that happens. They're all eating breakfast. Oh, your undies. I want to talk about the ship. It's called like the Nola or something.
Oh, one quick point before we get to the ship. There's that weird scene where Joan Dark is having a shower, and it's like, oh, by the way, there's some problem with our...
Yeah, by the way...
And then the shower just shuts off, and she's like, seriously? And then walks out, and you're like, why did we have to see that?
Yeah, what was the point of that?
It's like, she's like, you gotta be serious. And like
she's like, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh my God, we're out of water? What the fuck? Like, okay, then they go have breakfast, and none of that, like... piles to anything. Like, what was that for?
Exactly.
Yeah, one thing that I was actually surprised about is that they kept her hair wet for a few more scenes after that.
Yeah, you know what? Continuity. You gotta give it to him. 10 points.
That was surprising to me, which is sad, but still.
So yeah, we see an exterior shot of the ship. I gotta say, the ship looks really cool. The ship design
is... CGI parts were pretty decent.
Yeah, all their budget went on the ship CGI and the hell CGI. That's it.
Yeah, and at least that was decent. The turd portal was awful, but the ship was really good.
I didn't think the portal looked that terrible.
Like shit and blood.
Oh God, it was like...
I don't know, but the ship looked really cool. I liked it. Hey, at least they actually arrive via a ship, because my friend Steve, in his review of the last movie, he mentioned how it's stupid how in the 2005 one that they arrive via just this like liquid that just like shoots them across space or something.
It just shits through the fucking universe.
Yeah, it's like, why don't they arrive via ship like in Doom 3? And then they do that here, so okay.
Well, cool. The portal had some backstory to it that kind of explained it, where this one, like there's the portal or ship, and they arrive by ship.
Right.
Okay, cool, fine. They have a spaceship. It's pretty decent. It lands. We're introduced to our crewmates, except for the Sarge. He gets kind of introduced a little late. He's not at the breakfast table.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the Sarge, because did anyone else realize he looks uncannily like the Doom guy?
I saw that picture where they compare him to like the little portrait from Doom 1.
Yeah.
Like his hair looks the same.
It was scary. I was like, what the hell? Like why isn't he the main character?
Yeah, seriously though.
His last name is Savage. Like, come on now.
Yeah, and he also has a super shotgun.
Yeah, and he has the super shotgun, which he like dies 5 seconds later. But anyway, we'll get to that.
And the super shotgun looked a little small, but
yeah.
And the token black guy in the film makes a comment about it. That's just a throwaway remark.
Like, oh, you got that shitty thing. He's like, you got your toys, I got mine.
Yeah, it's like a shitty riff.
Yeah. But so yeah, with that they were introduced to them. Also, I noticed that when Joan first enters the room to have breakfast with them, the door when it closes, the sound is kind of similar to a sound in Doom, like the sound like the elevators in Doom, like that like clunk like sound. I don't know. I'll put it in the video for everybody to hear, but I thought it was similar. Anyway, so
the angry Australian guy. He's the only character.
Yeah, that's
liked.
Wenzo playing VR.
For fuck's sake.
That guy just fucking bitches out. Nope. Okay, first off, how would you become like a part of like this like elite special forces if you just fucking run away every time something bad? Okay, I understand they've never seen damage before. I understand this completely. But at the same time, like you know these people, and you just start getting attacked. Nope, and runs away. What? Okay,
I will say this: that in the movie, that scene was less bad because when I first saw the clip they had posted on Twitter, I was like, "Is this a joke?" But in the actual movie, it was less jarring. I don't know.
I think it's because he chicken shit more than once. So
yeah, so it was expected.
By the time you saw that clip, it was like, oh, he's just gonna run away again.
Right.
So it softened it a little.
He was my favorite character by the end. He said some funny shit, honestly.
I liked him because he's just an angry Aussie.
Well, he's basically the audience. Because there's like a part later where they're like, oh, this reactor is unstable. If we lose power, it's going to blow up. And Winslow's like, who the fuck designed this place?
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, dude, seriously.
It's like, the movie's almost self-aware. It's like, yeah, this is stupid, but just deal with it.
Yeah.
So we have breakfast.
So yeah, okay, so they have breakfast. Okay, so the captain's like, all right, here's the situation, you know. Anyway, so he tells them like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the base, and he gives them the whole rundown. So I noticed this. He says the base is divided into 3 levels. Now maybe I'm reaching, but I almost feel like that was a subtle nod to the fact that there's 3 episodes in Doom. Like we gotta go through the 3 levels, you know. I don't know. Maybe that was me reaching, but.
Yeah.
And the audio clip they play of the people screaming was like ripped right out of it.
Oh god, no, that's a cliche in every like bad sci-fi movie where it's like, we received a signal, let's hear it, and it's always like,
yeah. Right, okay.
It's like that was literally in the last Doom movie. Like, come on now. So yeah, they're like, all right, we gotta go to the base, and then that's when Bennett's like, oh well, the moon's unstable. It's like, why is there a nuclear reactor on Phobos? Oh, I'm sorry, Phobos.
Yeah. Phobos, yeah, fucking Phobos.
Also, let's not forget what he said. This was the first time I full-on facepalmed when I watched it the first time. It was when Bennett says, well, Phobos is one of the most unstable environments in the solar system. That's why it's called the Doomed Moon.
Oh, God, yeah.
So
comedy
cringe.
bronze. I'm so funny.
And the Australian guy's like, whoa, really? That's what it's called? It's like, you fucking imbecile. Oh,
ultra cringe.
I'm your ultra cringe.
I'm your ultra cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's the second moon to Mars, and oh my god.
Yeah, Doom Moon. I fucking, oh good lord. Okay.
Unstable environments. Get the fuck out of here, man. Space.
Anyway, so we see some exterior shots of the Phobos base, and this is another positive thing where it kind of it kind of reminds me of the intermission screen from Knee Deep in the Dead a little bit. So that, I mean, bravo there. Okay. Betruger, when he's about to go through the poopy portal, he mentions Dr. Peterson, which is a reference to Sandy Peterson. Worked on Doom 1 and 2. Really bizarre reference there, but okay.
There's a lot of references in Easter eggs in this film.
Yeah, it's okay. And then Savage, Captain Savage, his death is telegraphed so hard because he's like on like this phone and he's like, I promise that after I'm done here, I'm gonna retire. I'm coming home, babe. It's like, yeah, you're fucking dead. You're dead.
Of course. Like, there's always like that one guy who's like, oh, this is my last mission before retirement.
That was in the last movie too. I forgot who. I think it was Portman who was like, I was gonna leave after this. Like I was gonna retire. So,
it might have been. It might have been that other black guy who was like, oh, when we're done here, I'm gonna go on vacation and blah blah blah.
I can't remember, but I know it was in the movie. Someone in that movie said
Duke?
that.
Maybe it was Duke.
I think it was Duke. Yeah, I think he said that. Like, I was supposed to ship out. Or anyway. So yeah, Dr. Petruger's like, I'm gonna walk in the poopy portal, and he walks in there. Everything goes to shit. The power like kind of like flickers. And then we get the second part of the movie where I actually almost fell out of my chair laughing so hard because of how blatantly ripped off it was. Where that one chick, I forgot her name, Veronica, I think it was. She's like, I have a headache. Oh God. And she walks up to the health station from Doom 3. And it's 1-to-1. It's a complete like asset rip. And the screen on the health station, I don't think is even like a CG screen. I think it's literally just like a piece of paper that they stuck in there. It's not even illuminated at all. It's just like a flat static screen.
And she doesn't press anything. She just kind of like grabs it from the side, like, "Oh, this will make me feel better."
Yeah, there's like 2 like thumb holes, and I'm like, "What's that gonna do? Inject heroin into your like bloodstream, like make you feel better?" I don't understand. Like,
her acting, by the way, is absolutely atrocious.
Oh yeah, she's the worst. Yeah, she's really bad. But yeah, Doom 3 Hell Station. I laughed my ass off.
Okay, cool. There's another Easter egg.
Yeah, no, that's Easter egg number 1 of 253,000. Anyway, so yeah, distress signal, garbled audio. Yeah. Anyway, that happened.
Oh yeah, so Betruger decides to go through the portal because he doesn't feel like the experiment was a failure, and he didn't have any more test subjects. So he's like, you know what? Just to prove that this is all super duper, I'll do it myself. And they're like, oh wow, Betruger, like awesome,
yeah. Wow, rad lad.
He's like, all right,
lit
let's
guy.
set it up.
Yeah,
Start her up.
So he goes in there, and then everything goes to shit, and then the lady goes up to the hell station, and she hears like a demon or something, and she turns around, and then it cuts to the people on the ship.
Yeah, you don't even see it. You just hear it.
So they're getting ready to, go on to the base. Did anyone notice that the movie, especially in the beginning, has a lot of close-ups, just random, like really close shots of everyone's faces that are like really uncomfortable, where if you're watching it, it's like you have to like back up, like whoa, whoa, whoa. Like take a few steps back there, buddy. I found that weird. So yeah, Savage, the captain, they're all getting their weapons, right? And then the token black guy is like, oh, what are you doing with that pussy shit? Or, the equivalent of that. And then Savage is like, hey, you got your toys? I got mine. He holds up the super shotgun. And it's pointless because he's killed off literally 5 seconds after he uses it.
Don't hold your breath.
Okay, which, by the way, I understand the reference, but it makes no sense for the leader of this group
to use
no, because he has a normal rifle too.
Yeah, I know.
But the thing is that like, okay, you have a rifle, you like fucking Modern Warfare told you it's better to switch to your secondary. It's quicker to switch to the secondary than reloading. The problem is your secondary isn't that good if it only shoots 2 shots.
I know, it's like when you really think about it, a super shotgun or a double barrel is kind of inefficient in a demon situation. And I don't think he brought spare ammo with him. Like we never see him like fumbling for shells. He doesn't even try.
He like blasted one and then blasted another one, and then he kind of like fumbles. Then he gets ganged up on.
No,
we're getting ahead to the demons.
Yeah, we're kind of jumping ahead, but it's connected. The guy dies like 5 seconds after using it, so this seems stupid. It's kind of disrespectful to the weapon's legacy.
2 disappointing things. One is the guy that we thought was going to be the Doom Marine gets killed, and he gets killed with while using his super shotgun. So it's like
it's like if you wanted to kill him, don't kill him there. Like really?
If you wanted to send a message that's like, who cares about the Doom guy? It's like it's right there. They don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was bad. The outfits that the Marines are wearing are terrible. It's like the last movie, except worse, I think. Like it's just like plain black, and it's just like cheap looking. Their helmets look too big, like for their heads.
Yeah, I honestly, I just don't understand what is so bad about giving him some green armor.
Yeah, what's so damn hard about that? Like,
what is so like? It didn't have to fucking the fucking stomach doesn't have to be cut. They don't have to be fucking ripped. Like they don't have to be. Just give him some green armor. Okay,
dude,
it covers their stomach. Who gives a shit?
Look at Joan Dark in the movie. She looks ridiculous. She looks like a child, like a little girl who with like a helmet on, like wobbling around. It's like Newt in Aliens when she's wearing Hicks' helmet and it's like covering her eyes. Like that's what it's like. It's pretty much so. She's like a stick. She's so thin.
The armor is really out of place too, because it's like you've got these futuristic, rather goofy looking guns. You've got the spaceship.
No, let's not sugarcoat it. The guns are terrible, but
so you've got all this like future tech, quote unquote, and here they are wearing like SWAT uniforms, just painted black.
And their guns look like modern guns. They have like red dot sights and stuff. It's like, huh? What? Okay. The guns in the last movie looked a lot better. Like I always liked the assault rifle that they use in the old movie. I thought that would look neat.
I still thought it was weird how the guns said their names though. Their code names.
Yeah, Handle ID Reaper. Like, what's the point of this? I guess it's a safety mechanism. Anyway, that's a different
Hand
movie.
ID Ass Blast.
Ass Blast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I said this earlier, but I really think in the 2005 film, the Marines were at least more believable as Marines and as a unit that could actually get something done. Like, because in this one, like they just don't. They feel like they went. It feels like the people making the movie just went onto the street and pulled random people off the street, gave them a gun, and said, "Hey, you're gonna be in a Doom movie. Action!" And they just like there you go.
It's very disjointed. Like they're at the breakfast table, behaving like teenagers who don't know anything, and then when they're clearing corridors, they're like all super tactical and like leaning against corners, and they have like someone watching their back. And then Savage has got his guns, and he's like telling the team with hand signals. And
it's
stuff.
inconsistent, is what it is.
Where were these guys at breakfast?
Yeah,
what happened?
Yeah, it's really inconsistent because like 1 minute they're like a terrible unit, and the next minute they're actually like killing a bunch of stuff. So it's weird. It's inconsistent.
And not to spend more time, but there's one time where they're at the breakfast table, and Nina Bergman, I think is her name, talks about how she learned Spanish in her sleep.
Oh no, it was
Why?
French. Yeah, it was French.
French. Why did we learn that?
Yeah, it's pointless. It makes no sense. And at first I thought that she was going to speak French the whole movie, and I was like, what? That's weird.
And there's a scene where she's talking that I felt like they re-recorded her lines because it didn't match her mouth movements.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
If you find that scene, see if you can throw it in the.
Yeah, I'll look for it and I'll put it up if I can find it.
I had to like pause, rewind. I'm like, I definitely think she re-recorded because half the time I couldn't understand what she was saying. Is it her accent? Is she a Native American? I don't
think she is. I don't know.
I think she's a model, actually.
Yeah, she's on the Black Ops 4 cover, actually.
Where's she from?
I don't remember. I have to look. Again, it's been a while. It's been a while since I used to follow her, and then when I like stopped caring about the movie,
she was born in Denmark.
Denmark, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because her English didn't sound right.
Anyway,
that's no fault on her, but it just definitely didn't.
Well, moving on to our next reference, they turn on like these HUDs. They're like, all right, turn on your HUD, and there's a literal auto map on the screen. Like,
yeah, I thought that was cool.
Showing where to go. Yeah, it was cool, I guess, and it made sense. Like, okay, we're gonna have a little map to like see where to go.
Yeah, but at the same time, why didn't they like? Why would the visor just be like fucking kind of like above their nose? Yeah. Like, why can't you just cover their whole face? But I could see that from a movie standpoint though, because if they're always wearing helmets, like full face helmets, you wouldn't be able to tell who's who.
Right.
Aside from their voices,
they could have figured out clever ways to identify someone. Like, if they all had similar green armor, you could put.
Dude,
like,
wait! I had a great idea. I just had a great idea. If they really wanted to make a Doom movie, what they should have done, they should have had like everyone in like Doom Marine style armor, but different colors. And they could have had like Crash, you know, like have someone like
Crash,
Phobos, yeah, like, and then the actual Doom guy, you know.
Yeah, and like all of them talk like crazy besides Doom guy.
Kiss my ammo belt.
Kiss my ammo belt. Yeah, like.
And God. Also, another funny part that was kind of out of left field, and it also reminded me of the 2005 movie, is like Captain Savage is like, all right, guys, we're going to split up. You guys go this way, you guys go that way. And Winslow's like, but Captain, I don't want to do that. And then he goes, I swear, Winslow, if you're about to say what I think you're going to say, I'm going to shoot you in the face.
Yeah.
And it just reminded me of The Rock shooting the kid in the face when he disobeyed him. And I was like, wait, is that like...
What's fun?
I think you're reaching.
I think I'm reaching, but...
The two teams split off, and he makes that comment about like, if you ever disobey me again, I'm going to shoot you. But later on, Savage is the one that wanders away from his team.
Yeah, I know. They're like, where's the captain? He's fucking off over there.
He just took off. Like, what the hell?
Like, how is he not with them? He's the captain. Why is he not like? I know they lost communication, but come on now.
Yeah, no, because the thing was they were all okay. That part actually didn't make any sense because remember they were in like I don't know. Like they're growing all the plants and shit. Mm-hmm. They were all that's where almost everybody dies. Is in the
half
same
the
like
cast dies in that one scene.
And what's weird is that it feels like they're all dying and at a different time. Mm-hmm. And like that nobody else is there because every time one gets attacked, there's no other Marines on screen. There's just one Marine standing there.
We'll get to that because I have a point to make about that in a little bit.
I have a point as well, but we'll let.
It felt like it was like different universes.
Okay, well, before we get to that, I want to talk about the scenes of them walking through the base where they're just being all tactical, like Matty was saying. I do like it better than in the last movie because in the old movie, there's like no music and they're walking around in complete pitch black. Nothing's happening, and when they do find something, they're just like running after it and nothing happens. At least in this one, when they're walking, there's like decent music and it's like It's like cut. The pacing and the editing is in a way where you're not like bored and confused while they're walking around like figuring out where to go and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that was cool. Although I made this observation today, I wish the base was more damaged. Like in Aliens, when they first arrive at Hadley's Hope, and there's like shit like everywhere, like wires coming out of walls. Like I wish it was like that.
Small arms fire.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
too,
there was like
sterile.
barely any blood besides like some parts. Like there was barely any blood anywhere. And then like, one thing too is that, gosh, not like the demon AI. That's so stupid.
We'll get to the demons.
Yeah, we'll get to the demons.
The demons.
The demons. Anyway, So yeah, they're walking through. What's around the corner? They're trying to find the server room or something like that. They come across their first dead Marine, who I don't even know who. Like, I guess they had a different team of people we didn't see. Like that confused me, but whatever.
I think they were like the guards.
That's what I thought.
I thought there were people that were posted there already.
Maybe, but I thought the impression was that they were a different group because they were like, "Oh, it's one of ours," and I was like, "Wait, huh?"
Yeah, and they lean over. Head's decapitated, and he's wearing the same military garb that they are.
Yeah,
so I have to assume that it was
it's
UAC.
not clear. But regardless, this I can't. This is the first thing I saw before I saw the movie because someone had the Doom TXT account had posted about it. They find this dead Marine and they're like, "Oh, who is it?" And they scan his tag and it's William Blazkowicz.
Oh my god!
And I was okay. Blazkowicz here.
Okay.
Which is not even Doom. That's Wolfenstein. I can't believe how blatant that was.
There's a YouTube review by I think he's Mexican. He was at QuakeCon, and in his review, he was saying like, "Oh, they made a nod to Blazkowicz because the Doom guy is a Blazkowicz," and I'm like, "That's fucking horseshit." I don't believe that. For a second.
I'll give the movie credit. They pronounced his name right because it's Blazkowicz. Like you have to kind of like they say it like that. And she's like, "Oh, we got a Blazkowicz."
I have a gripe with this though. When you see the picture of this guy, he doesn't look like a Marine. He looks like he really just looks like a backstage dude that just eats a lot of fucking donuts. And he's like in his 50s. Like this guy does not look like fucking BJ. His jaw should be able to cut fucking steel.
He's like some like overweight dad. He's like it's like a janitor.
Looks like my fucking neighbor.
It's like the guy who's writing the script and he's like, or like making the movie. Oh, who should we get? Who should we get? And the janitor like walks in. Oh, excuse me, and getting your trash. He's like, hey, you. Let me take a picture of you real quick.
Yeah, that's probably what fucking happened. And the guy just like, what? He's like, looks confused in the fucking picture.
He's like in a gray t-shirt. It's just like...
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god! I saw that. I freaked out when I saw that.
You know, I would have liked it better if they just like ripped an image of Blazkowicz from New Order off of Google Images and just like poorly cropped it on the tag.
Yeah, or they could have fucking taken the picture of the guy that they based it. They fucking off of Hugo Stiglitz from fucking Glorious Bastards. That actor. They said that they based a lot of BJ's look from him.
Oh boy!
But no, we got Mall Cop software developer man.
I think it was Hugo Stiglitz.
Oh god, that was funny.
Yeah, I was like, what the
so yeah, so that's the first casualty that we don't see, but so they're collecting key cards off of these bodies, which again, reference to the games, they get a blue key card or something, without coming handy later. So yeah, we cut back to the captain of the ship, and he's just fucking around doing nothing, drinking because he's an alcoholic, cliche, right? Anyway, so the guy is drinking, the captain, and of course, just like in all these movies, he walks away, and the second he walks away is when something malfunctions. And their auto map gets all messed up, and they're like,
"Which I thought was dumb."
Well, okay, here's what's dumb about that. So I'm sitting here thinking, wait a minute, don't they all have the map up? Wouldn't they all have seen that it glitched out and would have been like, hey, wait a minute, we should contact the ship or something?
Yeah, and that trained Marine is like, oh wait, hold on a second, my picture just changed. I think we're going the wrong way. He's not at all alarmed that his software is bugging out, and the Sarge is just like, you idiot, you've been leading us the wrong way this whole time.
Well, no, it's funny because the Sarge is confused. He's like, what's the problem? And it's like, wait, can't you see? Don't you have this on your HUD too?
Yeah, does only one fucking guy have a mini map in his helmet? So nobody else gets to have it.
That's dumb.
Like, oh shit, sorry guys, I got us lost.
Because I'm pretty sure earlier there was a scene where they were like, turn on your HUD, or like, it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It doesn't make sense. So
and demons can somehow hack
the AI somehow. I don't really understand. Anyway, that's dumb and unnecessary. So then they're like, oh fuck, we're going the wrong way. So they go the other way. And then they go back into like this like industrial looking room with pipes and stuff everywhere. And then Lee, one of the characters, breaks off from the group because they always have to do that. Another cliche.
This is the panties girl?
The panties girl, yeah, Lee, that's her name. The panties girl. She's like, oh, I thought I saw something, right? Then of course zombie comes and like slices their throat up. He dies. Also, why are the zombies blue?
Yeah.
I have a big problem. I have a really big problem with the zombies. One is they look like purple orcs from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, they do.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
And for zombies, they don't look like zombies. They just run around like little gremlins, like doing like acrobatics and martial arts and stuff. And there's like some crazy hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And then she even makes like former human quotes. I'm like, God damn, the cringe. The cringe.
Oh yeah, that's right. Later, Nina Bergman's character Carly is like, yeah, these are not former humans or whatever. But yeah, these zombies come and just fucking destroy everybody. Like half the cast is killed. It'd be the equivalent of like dying on E1M1 to a zombie man, like a pistol.
Yeah. But the thing is that the zombie, like, I don't understand why none of the, like, I don't understand. Like, why didn't these zombies just have guns? Like, why couldn't they have been, like, the guards?
Right?
But no, they're just the scientists fucking running around and screaming at you. Like, why couldn't they, why couldn't all of the guards.
The scientists? Why don't the guards get infected? And
like, why could have been the guards and then, you know, they're mindless demons and you see some, and shoot at them.
So, 2005 got the zombies right. These zombies are martial arts purple orcs.
Yeah, they all have a black belt, apparently.
They all basically murder and backflip and climb ladders and do all kinds of gremlin things.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what the hell's happening? So our marine forces are being killed off one by one by these.
Really quickly, I might add. Like, I think 2 people died in the span of 5 seconds. Like, it's
and I don't know if you guys noticed, but it looked like they had 2 orcs that they put in costume, and they just kept killing them and repeat.
No, I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Well, there were some different scenes where it was obvious there was like more people.
Yeah, when they were eating one person in particular, but it definitely looked like I saw that one orc, and I'm gonna call them orcs because that's all I can see. Yeah, I swear you see one probably 6 or 7 times.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's our first monster, guys. Is
zombies. It's really our only monster, but we'll get to that.
Well, 4. But there's one thing that bothered the shit out of me because there's that one dude. First off, all these soldiers, quote unquote, look like models, and it is so weird to me. Like the first guy dies to get. Like, the zombie just rips his throat and doesn't eat him. Yeah. Just rips his fucking throat out.
And,
I'm like...
the Chinese girl gets, like, stabbed in the abdomen and she just falls over.
Yeah, she just dies.
Oh,
so, okay, the thing is, too, is that
death is dumb.
Okay, because, I understand when you lose communication, there's something jamming it. I completely understand that. But the thing is, it would make more sense, like, for example, if they're like, okay, let's split up, spread out. They don't say anything about splitting up when they get into the pipe. The pipe steam area, whatever. But the problem is that I don't understand. Is every single pipe soundproofed or something? Because they're walking past, and as soon as like one goes behind the wall, Mr. Model Number 1 gets his fucking throat ripped out. Like, how did none of you hear this?
Dude, there's a scene. Okay, listen real quick.
Nobody else heard this.
When Lee dies later, the panty girl, it's the stupidest thing ever because there's another guy there. I think his name's Harry. I don't know for sure. I think it's Harry.
Australian guy?
No. It's the knockoff Dave Austry looking guy.
That guy didn't even look like a Marine.
Yeah, the guy with the glasses.
He looked like a fucking extra. That they just had him. Yeah, because he looks older.
So him and Panty Girl are like in a group together, and she's getting attacked by a zombie, and the guy is just staring at her. Like, there's multiple shots where he looks at her and is just staring like, oh, that's cool. He's not even doing anything. He's just staring. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Whoa, cool backflip, zombie guy. That was really awesome.
The funniest part is that he looks at her and doesn't do anything, and then a zombie will come to, like, his left. He'll stop, shoot that zombie, kill it instantly, look back at her, and then hesitate for another 5 seconds. And then when she finally does that, like, she gets stabbed in the chest, only then does he decide to be like, oh, fuck, I should probably kill this thing.
Yeah, I'm a Marine. Oh,
and then he shoots
what movie am I in?
What?
Oh, yeah. And before that even happens, they see, like, the blood smeared on the wall in, like, that Sumerian language.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
And the AI decrypts it, and it says something like, they were here first, they want it back, or some...
Yeah, it was like, we shall reclaim what is ours, or something.
How they ever lost it in the first place, you'll never know.
Yeah, the demon backstory is so dumb, but whatever. So yeah, and then there's also, like, there's another part, too, where Winslow has so much time. It's ridiculous. He has so much time to open fire on a zombie that's eating this one good dude. Like, I have to look at the clip again, but there's a guy, like another Marine, he's about to get eaten, and he's pointing his gun at him, and he doesn't do anything. It's so dumb.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Like,
so they spend the next few minutes just, like, backtracking through all those corridors they just slowly crawled through, dying one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Our our heroic Sarge character with his double barrel goes out in a blaze of glory, getting eaten by like.
Well, hold on. Actually, we're going a little too far
like-
ahead. Back up. Hold on. There's another part that bugged me. So they come across some survivors, which this is what I don't get.
Yes.
They're like, because this is even before the zombies attacked them. I'm pretty sure.
Found them hiding
They're
in the
like,
closet.
it's like we're protecting life forms in our HUD, and they're like, this is USA Marines, come out of hiding. And then for the next 10 minutes, they don't come out of hiding. And then finally he's like, all right, I'm gonna open fire, 3, 2, 1, and then they come out. It's like, okay, why'd they take so long to come out? And then the lady isn't even scared. She's just like, oh my god, I can't believe it.
He just like jumps in one of their arms, and then okay, this is too far in the movie. But when they
it's the same actress that went to the health kit, whatever her name is.
No.
Yeah.
Well, but one of them is, yeah. The one girl I'm talking about though is a different girl. I think it might have been Peterson. Like,
so yeah, there's 4 survivors. There's
there was Veronica, there was her, and then there's the chaplain.
The priest guy.
Yeah.
Former Marine.
And I think that was it, honestly. But the funniest thing ever, though, is that she's like, oh my god, I'm so glad you found us. We have a situation, and she just dies. Like, instantly, it's like, what the fuck? Like, how did nobody see it? Like, no one saw the zombie approaching. Like, they're in a big open space, by the way, and there's like a perimeter of Marines guarding that area, and nobody saw like the zombie.
The purple zombie orc.
Oh, and then it made me laugh. I genuinely laughed out loud because she's like all happy, like, "Oh my god, you saved me!" And seconds later,
gets dies. Like, okay.
Oh god, so dumb. So yeah, but I want to talk about this. So at least we get to see an action sequence because there really isn't any in the other movie. Like they never really fight any demons except for like that one weird hand-to-hand combat part where Duke's like in or Destroyer, I think it is. He's in like the pit.
Oh, fighting the Hell Knight.
Fighting the Hell Knight. Other than that movie is just running around in corridors doing nothing. Whereas at least in this part, we at least see like tons of zombies being killed. Like they actually are reloading. You know, they're actually like they don't have infinite ammo and they're using like explosive barrels, like in the game. Yep. Like okay, at least we're getting some cool stuff here.
We got the chainsaw.
Yeah. The chainsaw sequence is one of the highlights of the whole movie.
It was nice that they included it, but I felt like she could have like at least chopped an arm off or like dismembered them in some way. I felt it was just kind of like poke, and then she yanked it out. Oh, there's another zombie. Poke, and then she drops it, and that's the last time you see the chainsaw.
I don't know. I thought it was fine because there was like lots of blood and like I don't know.
Oh, the movie had plenty of blood, but there wasn't enough like gore. I felt like jibs.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just happy the chainsaw was used at all, because the only time we see the chainsaw in the other movie is during the first person sequence, and it's not used super like effectively. So
at least it was against the pinky.
Also, when I like too that when she used the chainsaw, I really like this. This is like one of the highlights too. Is that after she uses it, she's not like, oh fuck yeah. She's actually kind of like shocked and scared and like shook about it, and like she looks at the name tag on one of the zombies and sees that it used to be like some woman, and like without any dialogue at all, it's conveying some emotion of like, oh man, this is crazy. Like these were people. Like we're killing people here. It's just so terrible. Like I don't know. In that one scene, I was like, oh, there's an inkling of a good movie here. You know, I don't know. That one shot I liked.
I just felt it was like they were being attacked by the orcs or zombies.
Urkai.
And they're all dying, and so Joan Arc just kind of goes full John Wick on these zombies.
She's like dual wielding pistols and stuff. Yeah,
karate chopping and stuff like that. And then she runs out of ammo, so she looks over. Oh, look, conveniently placed chainsaw.
That starts up instantly.
Yeah, and she just goes into like full rage mode, just like well, she wasn't dismembering them, but she like killed 2 zombies with the chainsaw. And like I see what you're saying with that little scene of emotion, but it just kind of felt like a weird kind of after thing. Like what happened to all that rage? She was just murdering them.
I didn't see it as necessarily rage. I just saw it as desperation of like, fuck, I'm out of ammo. Like this is crazy. Like just like fucking die.
So what was it? Was it like Marine instincts that just kicked in? Because it seemed very heartless to me. And then all of a sudden she realizes, oh wait, these are people. Like in her mind, was she thinking it was something else?
Well, I don't know. I don't think they knew exactly at that point. I can't remember if they knew at that point if they were like what they were. because later they're like, oh, these were humans, like they're infected. What's going on? Like, what the fuck is you like?
I guess for the whole overall film, that little piece of emotion.
Yeah.
Was,
I mean, that scene's undermined because not too long after that, she's like cracking jokes, but whatever.
She stops caring.
Yeah. But also, before that, let's not forget Dr. John Carmack dead on the ground. Let's not forget that.
The other name that was blurred out.
Blurred out?
Yeah, they grabbed another name tag and it was covered in blood and they couldn't read it. There was 2 name tags.
I looked at all the name tags and I couldn't find any that I recognized. The only one I recognized was Blazkowicz, Carmack, and then there was like Peterson. That was it. Yeah. I didn't see any others.
Because in G-Man's review, he mentioned that there was like a tag that it could have almost been like Romero, but they didn't say it.
The Romero demon.
The head on a spike.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad we got to see some action. But let's move on. Winslow, by the way, when they're fighting the demons, he says, "Fuck this, I'm too young to die."
Yep.
Yeah.
A reference to the difficulty setting. Like, come on, you're reaching now.
I'm your ultra.
Oh yeah. No, that's the next thing on my list. I'm your ultra nightmare, motherfucker. Probably the cringiest thing in the movie.
Yeah. 3 of them say that.
Winslow says it at the beginning of the movie, but it wasn't as cringy the way he said it. Like
it was like their tagline or something dumb.
Yeah, and just in case you didn't hear it the first time, they had to say it again, even worse, just to drive it home.
Well, what made it so
dies instantly.
That's what's funny. It wouldn't have been as bad, but the fact. By the way, I counted it. It's exactly 5 seconds. He dies literally 5 seconds after he says it. Like gets stabbed in the neck. Like,
the orc jumps on his back and like bites him or something.
Yeah, he's like, ultra nightmare, motherfucker. Like, dies. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. He just gets fucking
gone.
Like what?
Like, good thing they didn't develop these characters. I would have really cared about them,
Was what he was carrying supposed to be like the Gatling gun?
Yeah, apparently, because it had like a sound to it. It was like a spin up,
and it accomplished so little.
Which, by the way, that gun he's holding, I saw a photo of it. It's literally like an RPD, like machine gun with just a plastic on it. Like it's all it is.
I noticed one of the characters had like it looked like an AK-47 in a different shape.
Yeah, it's like an AK-74U or something. Like I don't know, it's weird.
It was pretty bad looking guns.
They would have been better off just getting Nerf guns and painting them. Frankly, I feel
would have been more.
It would look more sci-fi at least.
Nah, man, they should have hired some of these cosplayers online. Could have made them fucking great looking gun models.
Yeah, the Crucible sword was not in the movie. 0 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like
We'll get to one weapon design that just felt like they didn't.
They got people that were just more rugged looking, because these people didn't look rugged. Everything looked too clean to me. Like you were saying before, if the station was just a wreck, that would have been so. Like if there was blood everywhere, if there was like body parts, like I think it would have been a really cool introduction to maybe like one of the demons that they showed off, maybe just like one of the zombies, is that they walk in. It's just like the whole base is just messed up. There's blood and they're finding limbs. But I feel like they're going down hallways. They find more limbs in certain areas. Like, okay, these things were obviously chewed off. They weren't like, cut off or shot off. There's obviously something going on here. And then one of the rooms, you just see a zombie soldier. He's eating somebody and his gun's just like next to him. And he sees you, grunts, and starts shooting at you. But no, that I don't get. I never got the
Grayson,
concept.
You're being unrealistic. That's too much to ask.
I never got how. Okay, if you guys have noticed this in zombie movies that take place on planet Earth, they walk really slow. But anytime it's a sci-fi movie and
like
there's
Olympic runners,
a zombie, they're fucking insanely fast.
It's like, oh, I didn't realize I was fighting Usain Bolt over here.
Like 28 days later in those movies, which those movies were great.
And that's why I was calling them orcs, because like there's a scene. Was it Winslow that was climbing the ladder and he kicks one in the head, and then another one just like jumps on. It's like just straight out of Lord of the Rings.
Just runs up like what the fuck?
God.
But I agree, there wasn't enough. There was plenty of blood, especially later on. But as far as gore, it was hardly.
There could have been more. I that's one thing that the last one did better. Like the scene where they're like doing the dissection on the imp, and it's like pretty like like that movie did it better for sure with that.
And then there's like Carmack rips his ear off.
Yeah.
There's like the zombie eating the mice and stuff. Like there was a lot more visceral. This one was entertaining.
This is what they want to talk about. at the way end. Talk about the way end. Sorry.
Yeah, let's
Like,
try to get past this part. So okay, so Joan uses a knife to kill zombies, like slitting its throat. Okay, that was cool, I guess. Okay, yeah, this is the next thing I want to talk about. So there's a part in the movie. It's at the 43-minute mark exactly. There's a part where I think it's Lee or I don't know who it is. Someone falls to the ground, and for a shot you can see the floor, and the floor has like bubbles in it, as if like there's like paper on the floor, and it's like not placed like completely flat, and there's like bubbles. Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Yeah, it was like the paper was glued on.
Yeah, I have a picture on the screen. It's
like glued on metal.
I don't know if that's just my eyes playing tricks, but that's what it looked like. It was really funny.
I know what you're talking about. That is actually in there.
My next point, Nita Bergman as Carly, in my opinion, should have been the main character and not Amy Manson as Joan. Like, Nita Bergman should have been Joan because she at least looks more badass and like seems more badass. It's just
I don't know. Her English wasn't terribly good, and she was kind of forgettable as the character she played as.
I don't know why they didn't just have a Doom guy. Like,
ask the director. He, like we were saying earlier, he clearly was not denying it. So.
Well,
yeah, it's just I don't understand. Like, I think why couldn't have just maybe if Doom guy's only like the last like 20-30 minutes, but just out of nowhere, like maybe they're cornered. They're cornered in like they're doing like a last stand in like the room where the teleporter is, and they're slaughtering demons, but there's just too many of them, and there's different kinds of demons too, not just the fucking swollen blue face zombies that are all track stars. And then just Doom guy just yeets out of the fucking portal with a BFG or just like a super shotgun or something. Like, why?
Of the Doomslayer, I wouldn't have necessarily minded if they made like a female Doomslayer, which this film tried to do. But she wasn't even that really Doomslayery with like her whole mother background story.
Well, that's the thing. She was miscast. Like, if you're gonna have a female character, that's fine, but don't make her like wimpy and like. I mean, she's so. I don't know.
If you're gonna have a female Doomslayer, at least make it a lot like the male Doomslayer. You know?
Yeah.
One thing I give them props on. I don't know how, but they found it because like her mom, the actress, wasn't the same actress, right?
What do you mean?
I don't think it was. They looked so similar.
Oh no, that's not.
No,
the
the mom looked very different from Joan.
Yeah, like I don't know. To me, they looked really similar. I was like, oh, that's
well, we only see her
crazy.
Twice.
Yeah, we see her like in one flashback.
Twice. And it's like the same exact scene twice.
Yeah, let's speed this along real quick. Let's get past this part. So half the cast dies. Like I think at least like 4 people die. 4 to 5 Marines die. The captain dies. He's using a super shotgun. He kills like 2 zombies and immediately like 5 of them like just destroy him.
The ship guy gets killed in the Aliens reference there.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, I totally forgot about that. Yeah. So actually, I think even early, I think it might be right after this or before this. The captain. Like comes back and he's like, "Oh, what's going on? I can't figure out what's happening. Daisy, why aren't you listening to me?" And Daisy's like, "Oh, you're not gonna get out of this ship." And then there's like a demon. There's a demon. Right, and kills him off screen. Anyway, so they're like, "Oh, we gotta get the captain. Where's the captain?" And they're like, "Oh, the captain was behind us, and he's gone now. Oh shit, where is he?" And they go to get him, but then like the door closes, so Joan can't get through, and they see him die. And then they come across Betruger, and he's like, "Oh, you wouldn't believe what's happening." And then he drops all this exposition about, the teleporters and their alternate, old civilization and different dimensions. Sumerian, and they taught us the language. It's stupid.
Yeah, the monsters created these portals to and we don't know how many portals are out there, and they're trying to use these portals as a means of leaving the solar system because our resources are depleting. And it's just more...
It's just like Doom 3, too, because he's like, "Oh, we found stone slabs with inscriptions." Like, that's literally Doom 3.
Yeah.
But the Doom 3 storyline was a lot more well thought
out, yeah.
Yeah, the ancient humans lived on Mars, fought the demons, and escaped Mars to Earth using the portal.
In Doom 3, the Doom guy exists as he's like a hero from like the old civilization and like.
Yeah, where here it's just you have 2 portals as far as we know of, one in Nevada, one on Phobos, and he's trying to connect to the other portals or something, but the demons really just want Earth, but they have to invade Phobos first. I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense. But
yeah, because then Betruger's also talking about, "Oh, there could be portals everywhere across the galaxy." Like,
huh?
Okay.
Well, that scene is this is what I was talking about earlier. That scene is right out of Aliens because he's like, oh, yeah, it's just a setback. It's just a setback. It's fine. And they're like, what? How can you say that? And he's like, well, there's so much money invested in this facility. I can't have it destroyed. And they're like, oh, we're gonna destroy it. This is a military operation. And he's like getting all mad, yelling, I won't have you destroy my base. And it's just like Aliens when Ripley and them are like, we're gonna nuke the site from orbit, and Burke's like, hey, I can't let you do that because there's a lot of money here.
Whoa, what are you talking about?
It's like it's the same scene. And then Trigger later, after they all agree to blow it up, is like, there's gonna be hell to pay for this. It's like, shut up. Shut up. Shut your mouth.
The front door.
Anyway, so yeah, after that, the AI is being all evil, which, by the way, I don't like the way the AI sounds at all.
Yeah, it sounded really off.
It doesn't even sound like an AI, it just sounds like a person talking to a microphone.
And the captain. And the captain is obviously like really attached to this voice, which honestly I kind of understand why he'd be attached to Daisy, just because that was the only person he was talking to for months. Because everybody else was asleep and you couldn't communicate with them.
Yeah. And then Daisy died.
When Daisy's like, when Daisy gets fucked up, and he actually is like, oh, he's actually like sad.
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit, really?
And that's the other scene from Aliens too, because he's got like his little console. It's like, Daisy, are you there? And then you hear the demon behind him.
They should have had
demon
straight out of Aliens.
They should have.
They're also blue.
They should have gone full on and just had the captain sitting in his captain's chair, stroking a bunny, and then the bunny dies. You should have just like been blatant about it.
Like, you see a bunny like floating through space.
We're introduced to our second Damon.
Oh my god!
And what are your thoughts on? I think there's 4 monsters in this film.
There's
technically,
if you're including the zombies, or I'm sorry, the orcs, then yes, there's 4.
Yeah, so there's the orcs. There's the whatever the hell that creature is.
I'm pretty sure that's a Hell Knight. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a Hell Knight. It's stupid, but it's a Hell Knight. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because they show imps later on, and those look like imps.
Yeah, those are imps. Those look nice.
Yeah. But the ones that they're fighting on Phobos look nothing like them.
They look like shit. It's so obviously a guy in a rubber suit.
Yeah. So I don't call them imps. I don't know what you call them. But they have like that ability to like suck your soul out.
Yeah, they're Dementors, dude.
Dementors.
Yeah, Dementors also throw fireballs. Well, yeah, because
the fireball effect. He does like a Kamehameha, sort of like
he's like he casts it out of its chest.
It looks so bad. Like an imp or a Hell Knight would like throw it one-handed, but instead he like puts his hands in front of him, and then like it just like goes whoom, and then it hits something, and there's like no impact. It's just sparks.
Yeah,
that's it.
And the guy's just like flung back, no burn damage, nothing.
Yeah, no fire.
It's
on
just
their
like bad
clothes.
CG for like jumping out of the way.
Just
like,
an After Effects preset that like G-Man said. Like,
yeah, like
it's pretty bad.
Yeah,
it's just
I don't like the demons at all.
Yeah, because like the hell part. Okay, no, we're close to that part, right?
Not exactly.
Well, we're gonna run through these. Yeah, so we have our first demon, the Dementors from Harry Potter.
Yeah, we'll call the Dementor from now on.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, they looked bad. The ones in the last movie looked better because, for one, you couldn't see them because they're in the shadows, so you can't tell they're a person in a suit. But also, secondly, at least in that movie, they had like slime and like detail and like augmented them with CGI a little bit. Whereas with this, it's just straight up guy in a suit, no like slime or like blood on.
Well,
it.
that's what I thought they were doing. Because
in 2005, the imps, the guys in the suit, at least look convincing.
Well, do you know who's in the? Do you know who played the imp in the old Doom movie?
I can't remember his name.
Is it the same guy who does like all those other costumes?
Yeah, it's the guy who plays I can't think of his name. Grayson, who's the blue guy in Hellboy?
Oh, Abe.
Yeah, the blue fish guy. Yeah, it's that guy.
It's the same guy.
He plays the Hell Knight and the imp.
Yeah, so those monsters, even though they're costumed, like their proportions are all correct.
Mm-hmm.
It actually looks like melted flesh and stuff like that, and it fits perfectly. Whereas these Dementor Harry Potter creatures,
they were just hunched over.
They just look like they're wearing a unitard that was just painted, with this weird gooey mask that wobbles and like elongated fingers. It just looks so cheesy.
Yeah, it's really bad. So anyway, they fight a bunch of demons. Everyone's like dying. So they're like, we gotta get back to the ship. So they go back to their ship. And keep in mind, at this point, the captain's already dead. They go on the ship, and everyone starts dying again. And what made me laugh really hard is there's a part where Chaplin, that like priest guy, and then one of the other Marines, Harry, I think it is. They're like sitting there talking, and keep in mind that Chaplin's looking right at Harry, and right behind him, out of nowhere, one of the Dementors like stabs him in the back. Like, how did Chaplin not see? How did that guy not see him? Like approach.
And they're just like in the kitchen chilling with like a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, they're just chilling out.
So...
It's like, oh hi, what's your name? And stab him in the back, and it's like...
just fucking dead. Like, wait, what?
It's so dumb.
Just so, my brain hurts.
And also,
my brain is tired.
I love how they're having like hand-to-hand fights with the freaking zombies and demons in this movie too.
And just shoot him.
Anyway, there's a part later where Winslow is like, nope, and he leaves. But then later, he comes back and he's like, yeah, let's kill this thing. And him and Carly are like teaming up on a demon. That was neat, I guess, but stupid.
Yeah, the imp that they kill.
Yeah, it's a Dementor, but.
Or did they kill it right after it was trying to like suck out Joan?
Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, one of them tries to give Joan Dark the suck, and one of them. Yeah, they kill that one, but there's another one that they kill later. Anyway, after that, they go back into the base because they're like, oh, what should we do? And Betruger's like, oh, we gotta turn on the power and all that. So
the only logical solution is to use the teleporters, and like
yeah, and they're like, yeah. No, what's funny too is that at first Joan's like, we're not gonna do that, and everyone's like, yeah, fuck that, and then like Betruger says something or I forgot what happens. She's like, I have an idea. Like, why don't we actually do it? And within like a second, everyone's like in agreement. Like, yeah, good idea. And it's like, wait, you just said, like, fuck it.
We're just trained goons. We don't actually think.
Yeah, you don't think for yourselves, apparently.
Where we are here to kill.
So they go into the base and they go into like the reactor room, I guess. Which again, it's this big empty set where the floor is sand or something. I don't know why. It's a reactor room. Why is there sand? Like, are you outside? Like, what is happening?
And they just like tap on a computer, and then the middle of the reactor just like explodes into flames.
Well, no. Hold on a minute. Now, I want to get to that part too, because Bennett Stone, the scientist guy with the glasses, he's like, "Oh, I gotta fix the reactor. It's broken." And he's like, "Oh yeah, we have a circuit board fried, and since I don't have a new one, I'm just gonna like do this like weird shit and just trick it into thinking there's a circuit board." And I'm like, "All right, I know it's sci-fi, and I'm not an expert, but that doesn't sound right. How do you trick it?"
20 minutes earlier, they asked him, like, are you able to fix it? He's like, I'm a scientist, but I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
But he did it anyways.
It's like, well, yes, but actually, no.
Okay, one thing, too. Remember when it's counting down the power?
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
And he said, what did he say, like in 30-something minutes?
Well, okay, it showed on the screen at one point. They had 28 minutes left, but like 30 minutes of movie go by, and then he's like, we have 30 minutes tops. I'm like, no, dude, you have like 5 minutes. Like, what are you talking about?
I was just like, wait, what?
Like, whatever. Did time just freeze? Like, God, like if this was a Doom speedrun, you'd fail. Anyway.
Yeah.
So they go in the reactor room, and then there's like the worst scene in the movie, which I don't understand, which is when Betruger out of nowhere just starts like expounding. Like, he all of a sudden knows every single character's intricate backstory for no reason.
And detailed history profile.
Like, oh, Betruger, yes, I see he read the script. He knows everyone's backstory.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, now's the time where I'm going to create dissent amongst their ranks. They're going to start hating each other. Like, why? Why would they hate each other?
He's like, hey, Joan, did you know that Carly called you a poo-poo head? And she's like, I didn't say that.
Yeah, that's pretty close to what happened.
Basically what happens.
Like, any trained Marine in a scenario like this would be like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, any trained Marine would just be like, hey, shut the fuck up, and just like shoot him in the leg or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not helping.
Knock him the fuck out.
Well, here's what I don't get. Apparently everything he says is true, and if that is the case, how is Joan not in prison? Because like she's like, yeah, she let a terrorist free, and then she like committed treason, and then she did this and this, and also your commander said that you should be imprisoned and like killed. And I'm like, okay, how is she a part of this group if she did all this terrible stuff and everyone hates her?
The best answer too is like, oh yeah, you let that terrorist go. And Joan, I think you might have to watch it again. It's like, well, I didn't know he was a terrorist at the time. Something along those lines.
Yeah. Well, no, later she's like, yeah, I did it. Oh well, whoops. It's like, so wait a minute. So you're a piece of shit. Okay, gotcha. So he was right. But how does Betruger even know all that? Like, is he a high enough rank that he just knows everything? Like, I thought he was just a high-ranking scientist.
He got demon powers.
Oh,
and
he must have tapped
made
into the database. That's probably what it was.
Look into their heads and know what happened.
Ah, you're right. You're right. Easy explanation. The Force did it. It was the Force.
Is he hoping that by telling their deepest, darkest secrets that they're going to hate each other so much that they're going to forget what situation they're in and just like have a little history of it? Like,
yeah, I don't understand.
There's monsters, there's zombies, but I'm going to take 5 minutes out of this shitty situation to explain why, I let the terrorists go. Like, who cares?
I know, and the thing is too, they all listen to him. Like again, like within 5 seconds, he would have been like, "Hey, Joe, did you hear about that time?" I would have been like, "Shut up!" And bam.
Yeah, and they all stop what they're doing and they look at him and just listen to him talk.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Like, oh, Pachuca's talking? It must be important. Everyone, shut up. Let's listen. Story time.
But then here's the funniest part: is they have a perimeter of Marines, right, like surrounding the reactor while Bennett's working on it, and Betruger is like whispering in that girl's ear, like, "Yeah, I remember everything, and you won't tell a soul." And he stabs her, and then just like escapes. And I'm like, how did no one see him? And how did no one see him? And how did no one have the time to shoot him? At least attempt to shoot him. No one even makes an attempt to stop him. They're just like, "No, wait, come back." No.
I think he locks the door, and then Joan like bangs on the glass, like, "Stop."
Yeah, that's what's funny. They like run after him, and then like, actually no, Joan is the only one that runs after him, and she's banging on the door like, "Come on, Betruger, very funny. Open it." It's like, why aren't you shooting him? Like,
how do you know all these things? Tell us. Open the door.
And then he's like, "Oh, I have my orders. You have yours." And then a freaking Dementor appears out of nowhere, just all of a sudden, and starts attacking them. Like, where did it come from?
Blast.
Yeah, there's
it's hiding in the vents.
What vents? I didn't see a vent.
I know the non-existent.
There's no vents.
It's camouflaged into the wall, man.
Again, the room is so big. You're telling me no one saw, or more importantly, heard this thing? They get freaking surprised every time.
Well, they turn on that weird nuclear reactor that just has that giant column of radioactive fire just spewing out of it.
Well, then how could they hear Betruger talking then? If it's so
it was
loud.
Fucking weird, man. I don't know.
Anyway, so the freaking Dementor starts wrecking everyone, killing them all, and just hand-to-hand combat again. What happened? Down to 2?
They're down to 2. It's like the Joan and the scientist.
Yeah.
I think the other characters are dead now.
Yeah, so...
Nina Birkin dies. The Aussie dies.
Well, you know what the funniest part is? You know what the funniest part is? They killed... I think they kill it. They kill Dementor, and they're like, "Ah, yes, we did it. Good job." And Winslow's like, "Yeah, that was awesome." And they just get hit in the face by another one. And I'm like, what the fuck? You were looking... How did you not see it? You were looking at it. What the...
Trained Marines.
Trained Marines, my ass. Anyway.
Trained Marines.
Okay, so then...
Yeah, they're down to 2.
Yeah, so that happens, and then they're like, "Oh, we gotta find Betruger. Where is he?" And then they literally say, "Oh, we have to find the secret level."
I was like,
secret level.
Like what?
Like, okay, whatever.
Okay, I get
it.
Well, okay.
They go to the secret level, and then this one they finally find the BFG 9000, right? It kind of cool introduction, and they're like, she's like, "Oh, they don't. The Marines call it the big fucking gun." I'm like, "Okay, bravo, you said it. Good job." They get the BFG, and it looks like a freaking dollar store toy, but at least it looks like a BFG, I suppose.
She holds the handle on the top.
Oh my god, that bothers me so much.
Okay.
Why is she holding it like that?
Can I be the one that talks about how it fires?
Yeah, go ahead, take it away.
Oh my god,
the way it fires.
I'm with Grayson. They butchered the BFG.
Oh no, they did.
Yeah,
I
don't understand. Okay, the BFG. Okay, I must admit, The Rock cannot hit the broadside of a fucking barn.
But that
he
BFG
can't do it. But that BFG looked. It was a different design. Yeah, but it looked fucking cool. And okay, and have little fucking blue little fucking lightning bolts come out of it. But it really melted a hole through the whole station.
Yeah,
but like this one, it looks like a less efficient plasma rifle.
That's what it is.
But
It's like a less efficient single shot plasma rifle.
Yeah.
And it's got like a magazine cartridge of goo at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's like
what the shit is this?
It's like,
what the fuck is this?
It's like a BFG is supposed to clear an entire room, and yet it's like you just shoot one blast, it just tickles the enemy. Like one enemy per shot. Like just use your machine gun at that point. Like what the fuck?
She gets the gun. Her scientist buddy gets kidnapped in the elevator. She gets ganged up on by 2 orcs and a Dementor. And so you're like, oh shit, she's gonna use it. She fires, and it just kills one at a time.
I was getting excited. I'm like, oh, she's gonna clear the whole hallway. There's gonna be blood everywhere, and no. It's like,
and they don't even explode. Like the zombie just gets like knocked over.
She would have been better off throwing one of those plasma grenades. The grenades are better than the BFG. That's when you know you fucked up. When the grenade is more efficient. Like, what the hell?
Dude.
So anyway, before she even fights those guys, her and Bennett are at the elevator. You know, keep in mind, all their friends just died. But they're just having a good old time yucking it up at the elevator. Hey, remember that time you went to dinner? Yeah, that was the best. Har har, yeah. I'm afraid of elevators. And then he dies.
Yeah.
Gets freaking yanked into the elevator instantly, and then that's when she fires the BFG like 3 times just to kill 3 enemies.
Yeah, then she turns around, calls the elevator. It opens like almost immediately.
Yeah, well, not immediately, but yeah. Well,
came back up. It was empty. She climbs in.
She climbs in the elevator, and then she goes to the secret level. And then there's like again one of the better shots in the movie where there's like this is how the whole like movie should have been. But there's like a hallway of just dead bodies and blood everywhere. Like, that should have been how all the other sets looked. Yeah. But it's just this one hallway. And it kind of reminded me of Delta Labs 4 and Doom 3, when you, like, first arrive and there's just blood and stuff everywhere leading to Betruger. Like, that's what it reminded me of. I'm sure that's what they were going for.
I think that's what he was going for, yeah.
But yeah, anyway, she walks in there and Betruger's like, oh, hey, what's up? How's it going? And then Bennett Stone turns out to be a zombie. And like, oh, that was fast. Okay.
That was fast.
He turned into a zombie that quick. So then she's like, no, Stone, no, stop, no. And they're just on the ground fighting for like 3 minutes. And while Betruger's literally just like, doo-doo-doo, just like turning on the portal.
Dialing knobs, flipping switches, just...
Yeah. Don't mind me, Joan. Just keep wrestling that guy you could very easily take out. Don't mind. It's fine. But he turns on the portal, and then finally she kills Stone, and then Betruger and her have a confrontation. And the funny thing is, like, she loses the BFG, she drops it, and then Betruger grabs her pistol or something, or grabs a pistol, and puts it in her face and goes full on Bond villain, where he literally is point blank aiming it at her, and instead of killing her, he's just like, "Oh, you'll never know because you'll be dead," and like this.
Blah blah blah.
And then there's
pushes her.
Dude, no, before that, there's a literal 2-second pause where he says, because she goes like, because he says like, oh, they're gonna reclaim like what was theirs, and she goes, who? And he goes, funny, you won't be alive to see it. And then there's a 2-second hesitation where nothing happens. It's no dialogue, nothing. It's just them staring at each other, and then she just grabs the pistol out of his hand.
John Wick disarms him.
Yeah, disarms him, and then shoots him. And then he's like on the ground, like, you killed me. And then she grabs the BFG, and then he comes up and is like, you can't kill what's dead already. And he has like this hole in his chest, and then force pushes her Palpatine style into the freaking poopy portal.
Yeah, to the shit blood stream.
Power of the dark side.
Yeah. Now, young Skywalker, you will die.
Into the portal of poo, Skywalker.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so then she goes in there, and then she is in hell, I guess. By the way, the movie never fully says it's hell. So it could be really anything. Even Betruger later says, or earlier.
They mention aliens.
Yeah, he says another planet or something like that. So it's like, is it even hell? Who cares?
Now, another thing to point out is, well, 2 things. Earlier on, she has like a weird conversation with the priest. It's like, oh, you're religious? It's like, I used to be. But she carries the chain around her neck.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever. I'm sure this will play some vital role later on.
Oh, because it was a gift from her mom or something.
Yeah, I guess.
And by the time we reach hell, we're already an hour into this movie. A little more than an hour.
No, we're an hour and like 20 minutes in. Like when she first arrives in hell, the movie has like 6 minutes left, I think.
Yeah.
Like not even. Yeah. It's really funny. And like she crawls out of water, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but the BFG, she like lays it down, and you can tell just by the way she lays it down that the thing weighs like 2 ounces. But she places the thing on the ground like to like lift herself up, and I swear you can see the seam of where they molded it.
Yeah,
like the line dividing the mold. Like, oh, it's so cheap. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So that was funny. Hell. Okay, so we're in hell, right? I was a little disappointed because I wanted hell to be like, you know, red, like Doom 3 hell, sort of like red, fiery, scary.
Brimstone, lava.
But it wasn't. But that being said, I mean, all the budget went into this scene. Like, it actually looked pretty good. Like, I'm not kidding when I say the CGI in this scene, a lot of it was honestly, I think, better than Black Panther.
Yeah.
If I'm being
Oh yeah.
completely honest. Like, that's sad.
Like,
yeah. Seriously though.
Up until this point, you're dealing with a lot of like rubber suits and bad special effects, like the fireballs and the portal of doom.
Yeah.
But right up until like right when you get in hell, you're like, wow, they actually did a decent job. And you mentioned like, oh, I was hoping for like the Doom 3 hell. Now, hell in all the Dooms have always been unique to those games.
That
like Doom 1 and 2 have their own hell. 3 has its own. 64 has its own. The new Doom 2016 and even like Eternal, I'm sure when you go back to hell, it's all going to be unique to their own story. This one, although it's not quite like the other ones, I still felt like as a Doom fan, you're like, okay, this is hell. I get it.
Yeah, I know. That's what. Yeah, I at least acknowledge like, okay, we're in hell. Okay, cool. And I will say this, you know what's sad? How usually it's like, oh man, I wish they'd use more practical effects. And then in this movie, when CGI is on screen, I'm like, oh, thank God. Like somebody got CGI, great. I'm actually excited.
Yeah,
to see CGI.
I feel like with like the imps and like the barons, whatever, they should have mixed it. Like maybe with the imps.
Yeah, they should have had
in,
more
like,
demons. All we
suits.
get are imps. There's no pinkies or anything.
Yeah, it's just I don't understand. Like they have such a wide variety of stuff. Maybe not even like maybe the demons are just dead somewhere. Like for example, they're walking through the base, and maybe after they start really killing demons, he's like a dead like baron on the ground. It's like how the fuck did they kill that thing?
Yeah, that would have been better than nothing. It'd just be like
but then he's just like surrounded by dead marines. But they're all torn to shreds. Like, how the fuck did they kill this thing? And then they let the walk over it or something. It's like, holy shit, this thing's huge. And you see like green, like fucking, like a lot of the bodies are like torn in half. You see like fucking green, like fringed wherever it fucking hit on them or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, they're in hell. You're introduced to the actual imps, not the Dementor characters that we saw before.
Real imps that actually look like the in-game imps.
Look really good. And then we're introduced to like some demon lord thing that also looked pretty badass, but it's completely.
It's pretty badass, yeah.
It's not from the games. It looks awesome.
It's the liquid demon, I call it.
I'm like, wow, that was really awesome. Like, who is that? But I feel like with Grayson and I'm sure with you, Brandon, that like Doom has this huge lexicon of demons that he could have pulled from. Why just the imp? That's the only thing in this.
That's what I'm saying. They just didn't have the budget to like design it, I guess, because they could have had a whole group of like demons there. Like
they didn't even have to like show action scenes. They could have showed like cacodemons floating around in the background or something.
And like, why a liquid demon? Like, don't get me wrong, it looked cool, but like they could have used like the Icon of Sin or something, like anything else.
Something,
you know.
But he was still pretty awesome. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he was. I really liked his design. His lines were kind of cheesy because he's just like, "Oh yeah, humans are a parasite. We should have destroyed you years ago." And all that.
Blah blah blah. And it's like, really, this is what you're angry about, humans?
Yeah, like wait. So like, wait, what? Why are you angry again? Like, what? Why? What's your connection? Like, are you even hell?
Way too much.
Yeah, it's just
like okay.
And I don't get why like there's all these demons and yet none of them are attacking her. She's just sitting there chilling while this guy talks to her.
They're waiting for the go-ahead. They're like, oh, they're having a chat. Let's wait till they're done.
Yeah.
And then there's this random like a cliff that she has to like jump across, or like this chasm.
My God. Yeah, and then she fucking just destroys that dude instantly with the BFG, and then she jumps over the. Yeah, it's just one like 360 no scopes him, and then jumps over the fucking cavern, and that was that before or after? When she stands there and all the demons are doing the cover of the cover of Doom. But then she's not in the middle of the frame. She's like off to the left, and the demons are covering her. Like she's just standing there looking blank.
Hiding.
Could not believe that shot. I actually had to rewind it. I'm sitting there watching it, and then like it went by, and like 3 seconds later, I was like, "Wait, hold the fuck up!" I had to go back. I was like, "Did they just recreate? They try to recreate the art?" And yeah, you're right. She's not even in the center of the screen. She's like hidden behind demons. Like you can't even like see her. Yeah, she's not even fighting. She's just sitting there like T-posing, like just like awkwardly standing.
And the thing is that they got the demons right.
Yeah, like the demons actually look cool. Like they're actually doing the poses. Like there's the one reaching out, the one looking behind towards like the person.
Like that looks like it's obvious this movie was made by fans. But I feel because Tony literally said, we're delaying the movie because we're working on the hell part.
Yeah,
with the CG.
And it's clear.
I think what happened is that they just threw in those demon stances, but that was way after the actor. That was way after they were done filming.
Yeah, probably.
That must have been what happened.
I also feel like maybe the first attempt at hell, like didn't meet up to their standards, especially since it looks like that was the most expensive part of the whole movie, right? And so he's like, well, shit, if I'm gonna spend all this money on the CGI, we better make at least it look good, you know?
Yeah, the whole cover art thing, like, it could have been done so well if she was actually, like, fighting them, like, in the middle of firing, like, her guns or something like that, or even just, like, jumping in the air, anything else except just standing there, like, doo-doo.
Yeah, and there's a moment where she's talking with that, I don't know, that
demon lord thing, yeah.
And she has, like, a moment where she's looking at her reflection in this pool of water. Why there's water in hell? I don't know, but it's there. And, she has that flashback with her mom and like the cross on her neck, and it's like, I guess that's the only real clue if you're not a Doom fan that they're actually in hell.
Yeah, because like the only thing that flashback does is it just gives her motivation. It's just like, I'm always with you, Joe, and then like that one flash makes her go like, yeah, I can do this, and she just gets up and then like runs away, like she like she just like shoots the BFG at like the Demon Lord and then just drops it. And she's like, all right, fuck it. And then there's the cover art thing. And then the last like thing she does, she throws a grenade and it like explodes and she flies into the poo-poo portal. And
in that like tree upside down rock formation.
Yeah, it's like all like rocks and stuff.
And she ends up on Earth.
Yeah, so she ends up on Earth, and they're all like, who are you? Well, it's okay.
Where did you come from?
Well, you're on Earth now.
Yeah, I guess.
And she's like, oh, you gotta close the portal. And they're like, oh, we can't do that. You know, you're crazy. You know, and then they sedate her. They put like a syringe in her because someone just so happened to have it ready.
Yeah, he just has one out of nowhere and just stabs her. It's like, wait, what?
And good thing I kept my needles on me today.
Do you notice how like lacking of emotion she was at that point? She just went through that portal. She just saw some of the craziest shit that no one's ever seen before.
She should have been screaming, like, close it.
She's just like, she's not even yelling at them. She's like, oh, hey guys.
She's just mildly concerned.
Yeah, just that portal there. Just you might want to shut that off.
Hey guys, hi. My name's Joan. I just want to let you know there's some demons on the other side of this portal, so you might want to just, might want to close it. I don't want to tell you what to do, but you might want to close it. Just a suggestion.
She doesn't like raise.
Guys like sedate her, stab. Like,
how dare you? Sedate. Yeah, so then it's like the final part of the movie, and you're like, blah, 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 and you're like, oh, it's Petruger or something. They're gonna come through the portal. I can't wait to see it, and the movie's over.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this fight. It just ends.
That cliffhanger ending just validates.
That was the worst thing ever. Like that felt like such a oh god, it felt like getting slapped.
It completely validates the point I made earlier, where why did the demons even bother with Phobos? They went to that portal on Earth anyways at the end, right? They didn't turn it on. Like Joan went through. Why didn't they just go through? What the fuck was the point?
Yeah. Why? Yeah. Wait a minute. That's a good point. Why was the portal on? I guess they activated both sides. I don't know.
The demons had access to Earth this whole time, and they just decided to fuck around on Phobos for an hour and a half.
No reason other than the fact that it's a reference to Doom. Right? Oh, God. It's like they ran out of time or something like that. Because Khan's just... the Khan guy is such a bad actor. Because like the last line of the movie is him going like, all right, guys, hold on, guys. I think it's Petruger. Okay, hold on. And
and
just
like,
ends.
Wait up, guys. Wait
hold
up.
on a minute. Don't shoot. It's Petruger. I'm pretty sure.
You're like, how? What? How would you know this? Okay.
It's like, what is he gonna be? Like the freaking Maledict from Resurrection Evil, big dragon flying through, like.
Yeah, with the head sticking out of the mouth. Yeah, no thanks.
I don't. God, what a bad ending. Like it was such a like slap to the face. It'd be like if you were jacking off, and then like towards the end, someone just like put you in handcuffs, and it was like, no, you're not gonna.
You gotta wait for the shitty sequel.
You're not gonna finish this.
Yeah, you're not done today.
It's like, oh God.
So bad.
So that's the Doom movie. An hour and a half.
That's Doom Annihilation. Yeah, hour and a half.
Failure. And I know a lot of people who made reviews for the film are saying things like, oh, it's got a low budget for what it did, what it pulled off. But, like, even just in this discussion that we're having, like, Grayson came up with some amazing ideas that they could have done on the same budget. Like, oh, a dead Baron here, or they just changed this up or did that. So I can't really excuse the whole budget thing. Like, you can do creative things
Yeah,
with
I
low
mean,
budgets.
It's a tough. I don't know. I mostly went into this movie like knowing like okay, it's probably gonna be like bad. But at the end of the day, I was like, is it better than the last movie? And I feel like it is in a lot of ways. There are definitely things that are better in the last movie too. But I feel like this one overall, like I would rather watch this one. Like the last movie is fun to watch. It's like, oh, this movie sucks. Let's laugh at it. Like make memes of it. This one is more just like, wow, that was stupid, or like whatever. But there's still cool stuff in it. Like at least it at least feels kind of like Doom. Like okay, there's barrels that explode. There's a demon. There's key cards. There's this and this. Like the 2005 movie had like no references at all. Like other than the fact that it was UAC. That was it.
You know, it almost feels like each movie had bits and pieces of Doom, but they didn't like complete the whole puzzle.
Exactly.
Right? You look at like the first one and be like, okay, well, it's got the Hell Knights, the Imps, the UAC. It's on Mars. It's got bits and pieces, but it's not the whole package. Like they didn't ever say that they're not demons, they're not from hell, yada yada yada. This one's kind of the same thing where it's like, oh, it's got all this, but it's so poorly executed that it really overshadows any of those benefits. Like, yeah, keycards are cool, the BFG is cool, but when you have shitty actors running around yelling stupid ass lines like "I'm your worst nightmare,"
no, ultra nightmare.
I'm your ultra
Even
nightmare.
worse,
Like,
the worst nightmare.
I can't accept any of this. Like, okay, it was cool that he had the super shotgun, but he died instantly. Like, the director just fumbled every good opportunity he had.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I just am like more forgiving just because I kind of know, like, I don't know whose fault is whose. Like, was it him or did the? Because I mean, when you have such a low,
the director wrote it too.
Yeah, I know. I don't. I don't know. It's one of those things where I just went in with such low expectations that I was just surprised that it was remotely as good as it was. It's still bad, and I still am gonna laugh at it and be like, "This is so dumb and stupid and terrible." But as a Doom movie, like based on such a simple concept, really, I just was like, okay, for a shoestring budget, you know, like that was only made so they can keep the rights. That's really all it was.
Yeah.
Was Universal being like, hey, we don't give a fuck. We just want to keep the rights. Here, Tony, you'd make this shitty movie. Here's $5.
Okay, I'll write a script and piece something together.
Yeah. I'm just taking it for what it is rather than being like, it sucks because they didn't have a pinky. Like, I'm just trying to be more open. But I'm not saying you're invalid for being mad. I totally get it.
Yeah, I completely understand. The movie to me is more watchable than the first one, but it's still not.
Like, I would watch this
not that watchable
again over like watching like Alien Resurrection. Honestly, like I'd rather watch this again.
Oh God, yeah.
Or Alien Covenant for that matter. That's a different story. But I don't know. It's not. It's not unwatchable garbage like a lot of people are saying. It's okay for its tier of B movie. You know?
It's just like I've
seen worse.
I feel like a lot of the rage may also be like where I'm coming from, where the director sort of misled us a little bit by saying,
I get it.
"Oh, I'm a hardcore Doom fan. We're gonna have."
I guess I just knew he was bullshitting from the start.
Effects, and I think I should have realized that whole Doom guy thing, like how bad this was truly going to be. But I held through and had hope. But like. I don't know if I was talking with Grayson about this, or was it you, Brendan, where I was like, you know, they could have been more inventive with the storyline, because like id Software has done a great job with 2016 and Doom Eternal. Like they completely restructured the whole Doom format, and it still feels Doom. Yeah, Doom 1 doesn't have much of a story you can really build upon, but why not take that concept and really run with it? You know, make your own Doom. You know?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I guess they feel like it's too much of a risk. They're just like, this is copy. Like, I feel like they just cherry picked out of every game and movie there is. Like, bits of Doom 1, bits of Doom 3, bits of 2016, bits of the movie.
Checklist that he just had to like run through.
It's like, we got barrels, we got key cards, check.
We got Daisy.
It's like, hey, at least we got something that I can recognize as, hey, that's from the game, compared to the 2005 one where, like, if you took away the USC logo, I would have no idea it's based on Doom. I have no clue.
Monsters on Mars.
Yeah. Freaking The Rock just getting angry the whole 2 hours.
Semper Fi, motherfucker.
But I mean, the actors, I mean, they're not great, but a few of them were better than I expected, at least.
Savage was decent.
Savage was good, but Truger was fantastic. That guy's awesome.
Cast, forgettable.
Yeah,
absolutely
forgettable.
Even the main character, Joan Dark. What an awful name.
Yeah, really. Yeah, what the heck is up with that name? Is that supposed to be a reference? Because do you know the game Perfect Dark? The main character's name is Joanna Dark.
But I also feel it was like kind of cheesy in the same way that what's his name, Reaper, Grim.
Yeah, Reaper.
Like they're just kind of going for that same stupid dumbass.
The Marine
name.
Samantha, not poets. But, yeah, the other thing too. At least the last movie had a decent, I use decent, in a loose term here, but at least it had an ending. Like the kid said, "Go to hell," and there's a grenade, and okay, at least there's like a finality and a cheesy one-liner. Whereas in this, there is no ending. It just stops, and the credits happen.
Just as badly as it.
I was almost hoping in vain there'd be like an Avengers end credits scene or something. I was just like, what?
Like Betruger coming out can't kill what's already dead.
If they really wanted to sequel bait, and this would have pissed people off, I'm sure. It might even made you more mad if they would have done this. But if they really wanted to bait, what they could have done is had a situation where she comes to the portal, and then they're like, "Oh, I think something's coming through the portal. I think it's Betruger," and then the Doomslayer. Or some form of Doom guy walks through, and then he shoots a demon in the face, and then it ends or something.
Or he walks through the portal and he loads his double barrel shotgun, does that awesome reload flip with the gun.
Yeah,
and then cuts.
It just cuts. Yeah, and you hear a little bit of the Doom theme in the background.
And then everyone will just be so angry at the director for leading us to think that he's in the movie, and then he has no excuse. Well, he was in the movie, then,
right?
For a second, ha ha. Oh, you asshole.
They just recently, I think yesterday, did a Q&A, and I'm interested what kind of things they talked about. Probably nothing interesting. I'm sure it was very curated.
They probably filtered out all the bad questions.
I'm sure, yeah.
And selected what made you want to do a Doom movie in the first place? Oh, I'm glad you asked that.
The paycheck.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the guy's other movies. Look, his IMDb. It's all shitty sequels, like Death Race 4 or something. I don't even it's just weird stuff. It's I knew going in this is not gonna be anything.
He had me fooled though. His set photos and stuff like that, and the gore. I'm like, oh, this could be pretty decent.
The biggest thing that made me mad is Betruger not having the bloody makeup. I was just waiting for him to have that makeup, and it never happened. The closest we got was that hole in his chest. That was it.
Do you think there's probably deleted scenes on the DVD? Because I'm never buying that thing.
No, because if it was, I would have known by now. There's I doubt there's any bonus features on that thing.
Really? Wow, it's that low budget, man. Yikes.
Yeah. No. Well, I don't know. You guys have any final thoughts? Anything else you want to say?
Not really.
All right. Well, let's probably wrap it up then. It's Doom Annihilation. I think it's okay for a B movie with no budget based on Doom, but your mileage may vary. I still would rather watch it than the 2005 one, but that's just me.
I think, you're gonna get kind of similar results. You're gonna have people who think it's okay and agree that it's bad. You're gonna have people like me that violently hate this thing. And then you're gonna get those cringy people that are I love this movie. It was so amazing. Tony's the best ever.
Oscar worthy.
They're just as cringy as this goddamn movie.
Yeah. I really hate those Doom fans who are I can't believe it was a woman. I need a muscular steroid man to be a Doom's guy. It's the fact that the main character is a woman is the least of my problems. I couldn't care less about that. I just want the rest of the movie to be good.
Yeah, I wouldn't have mind. I didn't mind a female Doom Slayer.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. This film, they didn't even do the Doom Slayer part correctly.
Yeah.
Problem.
Just remember the trailer said welcome Doom Slayers, whatever it said. Oh god.
Oh god.
I said calling all Doom Slayers. Oh, shut up. But yeah, I guess that's gonna be it. Thanks for listening / watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this. There are no plans to do anything like this again, but hey, maybe if the time comes we have more to talk about Doom related, maybe we'll all get back together and do another one of these for Doom Eternal or something. Actually, that actually might be a good idea to review Doom Eternal after we all play it, give our thoughts on it. Maybe that'll be fun. So yeah, maybe we'll get back together again soon. But thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for joining me on this discussion, Grayson and Matty. If you guys want to watch more, check out the channel. If you want to check out Matty and my good friend Grayson. Check out the links in the description to their social media accounts. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.